Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. and welcome back to my playthrough of Tanares Adventures. We're diving through the campaign. I already did a tutorial walkthrough, as well as the first episode that I did was Welcome to the Jungle, and we're diving in now, and we're going to be picking up, well, let's find out where we're picking up over here. This is a sponsored playthrough, please take that into account. This is a sponsored playthrough by Dragori Games. I'm going through the entire campaign. Every 2 weeks or so, there'll be an episode out where we can, figure out where this adventure goes, and to carry off, to catch you up from where we left off in case you missed the last episode or wanted to see what happened in between episodes. At the end of the last episode, we had a chance to add a new hero to our roster. To that end, once the video was done, I did a random number generator, picked a bunch of heroes from the screen, and we had a choice between Morlog over here, or alternatively, Askaran the Archangel. I chose Askaran partially because we already upgraded the Iron Hand Outpost, which will benefit Askaran a bit more should we choose to proxy him in. For right now, we're not actually going to have him in play for this session. I want to make sure I go through the current heroes I have for at least 2 sessions, get a feel for them before I decide if or who I want to swap out. I also want to thank user Torkeep, by the way. Torkeep is a viewer who had a lot of catches over the 3-hour playthrough. It's a 3-hour video going through the journal phase, going through the full, skirmish phase and all that, the actual adventure itself, as well as the city phase at the end of it. So 3 hours of content, and Torkeep went through and picked out like 6 or 7 mistakes that you caught. Excellent job, and I really appreciate it. Those kinds of corrections, sometimes they're going to be small things where I misunderstood a rule, other times it's just that there's a lot going on across a 3-hour playthrough, and I really appreciate someone, finding those details and pointing them out, both to improve my own gameplay, as well as to alert users, to other viewers, to issues or mistakes I made. With that, let's go ahead and dive into it. We have 2 quests that we can choose from right now. We have Unrest in the Forest, or Counter-Espionage. I'm going to read through both of them, and let's make a decision together. And by together, I mean just me, because you're watching this later. Counter-espionage. If neglected, the world's most powerful criminal intelligence organization may operate freely in this war and allied with the Kemet. The Third Eye thrived before the war and are thriving even more after the invasion. So much so that some of its agents and spies become careless enough to ally with pirates and smugglers, notorious big mouths, to traverse waterways more quickly. They are rumored to meet Kemet lords in secret locations to discuss the terms of an alliance that could greatly harm the resistance. Expectation: head to a town of pirates closely associated with the Third Eye and try to learn where they'll meet the Kemet if possible. Find out what other secrets and plans the Third Eye has for this war. So we have to be careful, because if we don't deal with this, the world's most powerful criminal intelligence organization may operate freely in this war, and that's not good. Alternatively, we have Unrest in the Forest. If neglected, the undead outbreak may spread and you may never know what caused it. Huadin's powers may help you take Fisherman's Wharf back, but his home, Shortfall Forest, is in a bundle of trouble. Among other problems, the populace from neighboring towns ransacked his hut. Enraged, they refused to help them contact the people stranded with the Kemet. In the event, a sword of precious sentimental value to Huadin was stolen. Being one of the few connections to his past, the theft has distracted him from investigating a solid lead he'd obtained about the vile, unknown toxic agent that is spreading death and disease in the region. Expectation: visit Huadin and learn what you can about the undead outbreak. If possible, retrieve Huadin's lost relic. I mean, one of those 2 quests has treasure attached to it, so we're going to go with Unrest in the Forest. Not so much because of the lost relic, that does intrigue me, but I think more so because of the fact that I already started dealing with the undead, and I kind of want to finish what I started to, so to speak. So we're going to take Unrest in the Forest, which means we need to go to the journal and find Unrest in the Forest. That's going to be quest number H over here. And again, reminder over here, 2 things reminder. First of all, there's an active crowdfunding campaign. At the time that you're watching this, there should be an active crowdfunding campaign for Tanares Adventures for the reprint. Check that out. Like I said already, Dragori is a sponsor of this video. Make sure to take that into account. I love Tanares Adventures. I loved it before they were sponsored this video, but obviously take that into account as we go through this. But also, what was the be also? But also, the also was, darn it. Oh, also, the reason I brought this up, the reason I thought of it was because of the fact that they're revising how they handle the quest books in the campaign. They're doing a lot of updates to a lot of the things that I did have small complaints about. They are changing or adjusting, including making the quest books easier to dive through. So that will hopefully be an improved experience for you. And for right now, geez, are we doing a? We have a problem here. So, one thing I have not really gone through with you is how I'm going to handle puzzles. Because in Tanares Adventures, you will often be faced with puzzles in the game, and the problem with puzzles is puzzles often involve a whole lot of me staring at something, trying to figure it out, which is not the best viewing experience. We will navigate that together. We'll figure out what we do. Maybe I'll timestamp stuff. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. So, Adventure Chapter H, Unrest in the Forest. Sarah meets you in a tavern and says, everyone in Warfiji, oh, by the way, this is Foreteller. There's going to be Foreteller for this game. I'm going to be reading through this right now, so right now you're stuck with that. But there's going to be Foreteller for Tanares Adventures, which is insane. Do you realize how big these books are? How much content there is for this game? There's a lot of content. Foreteller is ambitious. Fortel is also fantastic, though. That's a different conversation. Sarah meets you in her tavern and says, everyone in Warfiji is panicking over the undead infestation of Shortfall Forest. Huradin is back in his hut. Please ask for his help as he'll be useful. You can teleport from here. If you have +1 prestige with peoples, go to 3, otherwise go to 2. So I believe I do have prestige with peoples. I believe I do. No, I don't. I don't? Why do I not? Fact log? Oh, wait, wrong. No. I totally thought I had prestige with peoples. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong section. I apologize. I should have prestige with peoples over here. I need to find the right section. Prestige with peoples. I do. I think I do. +1 prestige with peoples, go to 3. How would I not have prestige with peoples? I think that's a mandatory thing that you get. So I'm a little confused by that. Either way, smiling, Sarah takes out a sheet of paper. I believe this note is for you. Dear Sarah, please thank the heroes who found my husband's body. I am still devastated, but at least I can give him a proper funeral. 1 hero gains 1. I didn't grab my cubes. I did not grab my cubes. Where are my cubes at? Where are my cubes at? We need cubes over here. I didn't take out most things because I plan on doing all that setup stuff in between scenarios. But for right now, let's go ahead and grab a cube. So let's give a tactician a cube. Why? Because I decided to. You meet Huradin at his hut. He's suddenly sitting on a fallen tree and a squirrel on his shoulder drawing in the dirt with a branch. Huradin says, I knew Sarah would send you. I did everything I could to stop the undead advance in Warfiji. We don't know exactly what happened, but their origin seems related to the Kemet. The trouble started in the town of Timberburg, and the halflings may be involved somehow. They turned hostile and even stole my precious sword. Huradin points to his drawing. This is a map of the halfling village. You can find it by following the fruit trail. I'd really like it if you could get my sword back. Timberburg at the foot of this hill. Timberburg is at the foot of this hill if you also want to investigate there. Choose a hero to analyze the map. The hero makes an intelligence test. Okay, so who do we want with the most intelligence? And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have seen that. I mean, it didn't hide from me. Usually they're hidden by pages. So, looking at our intelligence stats down here, the hero with the highest intelligence probably is going to be, Avalon the Wizard. So, we also need our dice, I'm realizing. Let's go ahead and grab some dice over here. We have our dice for the characters off camera. We also have our heroes and stuff, but we'll go ahead and grab this. Okay, we got these. So, the hero makes an intelligence test, so we're going to have Avalon the Wizard make an intelligence test. D20 plus hero card plus NPC, so that's 4. 10 success. We're going to go ahead and do its thing, so we have 9. Our NPC does nothing, plus hero card plus NPC, so we failed, unfortunately. +3 to the NPCs Ranga and Bethada. +3 if you have star 10, welcome to the jungle. We do. We have previous experience in this forest. Success 10. Excellent. Okay, great. So we did it. We have a success because we have a 4. +5 is 9. +3 because we have experience in welcome to the jungle. We don't have Ranga. Oh, we do have Ranga. We have Ranga of the spinning axes, even more so. So we have even more +3. Plus success 10. You memorize all the details of the map. Slot 1 black cube. So, we're going to go ahead and slot a black cube over here on 1. It's going to be referenced later in the scenarios we try to figure out what to do next over here. Go to 4. You head to the forest. Its vegetation seems to be rotting, and there are no animals of any kind. Moreover, a dark mist prevents you from seeing too far. After walking for an hour, you see an Iron Hand squad following the road. The squad leader says, I know you. I'm Sergeant Derek. Captain Sedura requested that an officer volunteer to lead a group of soldiers to Timberburg, but no one did, as it's a hazardous mission. My fiancée, Marriott, is a nurse there, and I haven't heard from her. Could you please help us? It would be an honor to fight alongside you. Do we tell him you can't help because your priority is going to be the halfling village to find a relic? Do we agree to help since you've heard the city is the source of the undead infestation, or do we do fast action mode where we skip this? I mean, if the city is the source of the undead infestation and it's helping, I think that's right. We're gonna go with 6 over there. Sergeant Derek says, I don't even know what to say or how to thank you. Grab the torch token, which is off to the side. We'll grab the torch token shortly. If you have Night of the Living Undead, which I don't believe I do, let me just check this over here. That's going to be fat number 6. I don't believe we do. Go to 8, otherwise go to 7. He gives you a map of Timberburg. You continue the journey until you hear strange noises ahead. There are 3 halflings mounted on boars running fast. You all run after them, but they pass through a group of undead walking your direction. The surgeon says, don't worry about us, we'll fight them. You follow the halflings. I'm just going to put this by 1 to remember to take the torch after. Ignore his ward and fight alongside him, as the squad is outnumbered. The surgeon says, don't worry about us, we'll fight them. You follow the halflings. Okay, great. You follow the halflings, we'll fight them. Got it. So do we ignore him and fight alongside him as the squad is outnumbered and they probably won't survive without your help? Or do you pursue the halflings as they could warn the others about you and the sword would be lost? We want the sword. We want the sword. We're going to go with 12. He told us. It's not our fault. He told us. 12 over here. Why can I not go to 12? Oh, this is a different puzzle over here. We're going to figure this out later. 12. What page is this? Okay. You start chasing the halflings. With a quick glance back, you see the small Iron Hand squad being overrun by the undead. But there's no turning back now. Whoops. You run through the forest as fast as you can, dodging trees, roots, and holes. However, it looks like the halflings are speeding up, and it'll be difficult to catch them. Do we continue to chase the halflings with everything you've got? Well, yes. We can't have the Iron Hand squad dying for nothing. Each hero makes a strength test. Uh-oh. Okay, this is where we're going to go ahead and roll for our heroes. We're going to grab, we don't need a purple die, we need these other dice instead. So we have our green, we have our orange, we have our black, I believe, is going to be for that, and then these. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and roll these and see what we get. Okay, we got 5 over here for green, we have 6 for blue, we have a 12 for orange, and we have black is 15. Each hero makes a test, d20 plus hero card. We have strength being added to 2 of them over here. +3 if you are a tank or a bruiser. +3 if you flip your armor. Interesting. If a hero succeeds, nothing happens. If the hero fails, the hero takes 5 damage and gains 1 distracted token. Ooh, that's interesting. So over here, Tactician is going to succeed because above 12, above 10. Over here we have 6 +3 is 9. And you're not a tank or a bruiser. We're going to flip our armor. Because, I mean, otherwise you would take 5 damage. So we're going to flip your armor. May as well. So the armor is going to flip on the healer. So now the healer is successful over there. We have the shooter over here is going to be a 6 plus nothing, plus so just a straight up 6. So the shooter is going to take 5 damage, which again, we don't have our cubes or our tokens out, so we're going to go ahead and put this down on your health track is 55, -5 down to 50, and you're distracted, so we'll deal with that shortly. I probably should get my tokens out earlier before I do this. The hero gains 5 damage, gains 1 distract token, and then over here, you're going to succeed. Go to 11. You run into the tavern and close the doors behind you, piling tables and chairs against them in a barricade. You hear a horde of undead outside, but few are already outside the tavern and move towards you. Go to the quest and guide and set up quest 14, Timberburg, Ghost Town. So, let's go through here. We're probably going to have to cut shortly because I have to do these setups without making you wait through them. And so to that end, we are going to be setting up Timberburg Ghost Town over here. And I will see you back here in a second as I get this all set up. We're all set up, ready to go. We have this little section of the map set up, and that's all we have set up. There's not a lot going on in this quest, at least for right now. But I have to assume there'll be more unlocked as we go through it. But Timberburg Ghost Town. Investigate the mysterious origin of the death-spreading undead. Maybe it could give you an insight into how the shortfall problem could be solved. So, prime objective is kill a boss. There is no boss right now, so things will be unlocked, but I'm assuming it's going to be unlocked over here in the quest guide, in the journal, that is, because of the fact that there's nothing on this page where usually there is. We have a bunch of effects that we have to talk about. We have Rotten Bodies. Any villain that takes 32 damage in a single turn immediately dies. So that, it says any villain. I think it's all villain. The corpses that roam Timberburg are fragile and may succumb to severe punishment, especially if one makes a desperate effort to damage them. Desperate effort is the idea that you can, at any point, spend 10 health points to just make a basic attack at any point, but a hero that takes, a villain that takes 32 damage in a single turn will immediately die, and that means we're going to be constantly trading our own health to be able to deal that additional 6, whatever it is, using skills, using, any number of different things in the game to try to augment that. We have the toxicity of the city. The local undead has covered this town in a toxic mist that punishes those who linger around. Each hero starts the quest with -10 initial HP, and we have a rules modification here we're going to be adding. Let's go ahead and give our heroes lower 10 HP. I'm actually going to drop each hero by 15 HP, and the reason for that is because of a little house rule we're doing here. We have 60 down to 45 on these guys, and then we have 70 down to 55 on him. The reason we're dropping an additional 5 HP is we are currently at Kemet Hunt level 1. Now, one of the rules from the base game is one of the rules from the game is the idea that when you're at Kemet level 1, you have to discard one of your special attacks. You spend a special attack before the game begins. I find that less fun because special attacks are one of the most cool things in the game. So currently I'm modifying it that my heroes start with 5 less HP. I might have to balance it to 10 at some point. I'm not sure exactly the trade-off there, but I do want a consequence for being at Kemet Hunt level 1, but I don't want the consequence to be less special attacks because those are just cool. So that's a house rule. Take that into account. But we lowered all their health by 10. We have over here Desperate Effort, which I talked about already. You can spend 10 HP to make a basic attack. When we remove barrels, we're going to get 2 skill tokens. So we're going to get 2 mana tokens, whatever it is, for our mana slot over there. And then with that, we can go ahead and I believe we can start off by reading the journal. If all the villains are dead, read 14.2, which is going to be in the journal over here. So to that end, we need to read our journal. And I don't think there's anything to go over here. We have quest chapter 14, Timberburg Ghost Town. Check the table below. If you have Outmoor Swamp, we don't. If you have Night of the Living Undead, which we don't. If you have a cube in slot 2, we don't. And if we have one-shot game mode, which is not relevant because we're not doing one-shot game mode, so we can go ahead and start our quest right away as of right now. Although the last thing to talk about is the fact that I didn't show you some of the things that are some of the changes, so to speak, to from where we left off last time, which is we have new allies in play. This NPC won't really help or change things in any way, but we have this NPC is going to be giving us a mana token, so we're starting off with the mana token on our healer. We also have the same going on with the tank over here. Let's show you our tank's NPC. We have over here, this skill, gain 1, your max HP is 140, so our initial HP is still the same, which is 55, but we can heal above 70 on this person to give us a max HP of 140, which is helpful for our tank. And then I believe we also have some skill cards charged out, so we have some replaced skills based on the cards we have in play. And that should be enough to get us started. As usual, reminder before we dive into the actual fighting part of things, that mistakes will be made along the way. The most common mistakes I tend to make personally is forgetting to activate the passive powers of the enemies. I frequently forget to activate those, and then also to forget that the fact that various tokens, I often have tokens in play that I should be utilizing, distracted, blessed, whatever it is, and I frequently forget to apply them. Whenever I catch a mistake, I do my best to try to make up for it as fairly as possible. Inevitably, there's a lot of things going on in this game. I love it, but there's a lot of things and mistakes that can be made. With that, let's start taking out the baddies. So, the basic thing as usual is figuring out who's going to activate first and what we're going to do. Right now, if we attack this skeleton here, that's going to target the hero with the most HP, which is the gray guy, which means we'll benefit from the fact that whenever an enemy starts to turn within 1, we're shielded 4. So that's going to be helpful. So I think we're actually going to start with him. Maybe not start with him. Maybe we don't start with him. Rather, we start with somebody else and benefit from that instead. So if we want to do 32 damage in a single turn, is it 32? I think it was 32. Or is it 34? I need to look already. 32 damage. 32 damage in a single turn will kill anyone. So I think we want to kind of kill people. That's going to be a big part of our fun over here. We're going to want to kill people. So to that end, right now, we could do, if it takes terrain damage, we could go ahead and start with our shooter. So we're going to start with our shooter because this is going to help us offhand. We're going to be able to utilize the ability, which we took advantage of last turn a lot, where we can, if the target is 4 or more away, oh, that's not going to help us at all, because the target's not 4 or more away. Not right now, at least. But we could try to figure out, the skeleton's going to target the person who has the most cubes, which is fine. We need this one over here. This guy's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Either of those are 4 away. Target the hero with the lowest HP. That's going to be tricky to get to. So we kind of... Oh, this is going to be tricky. If it targets the hero with the lowest HP, we might be able to work our way around that. So you know what? We're actually going to start with our person over here. So we will start... It's going to be tricky. We're going to start with him over here. I think this can work for us. So we're going to start with him. We're going to do our first action. We're going to take a sidestep. So we're going to sidestep 1 over here, which means we're going to avoid retaliation damage. But we're still going to attack this guy, I think. Does that make sense to me? It does make sense to me. Ish. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm still going to attack this guy over here. So we're going to attack this person over here, which means we're going to go ahead and target him. And so we will go ahead and figure out what skill we want to use. Which of these skills will help us going forward? Focus stance will help us a lot going forward, which is definitely not a bad thing. And 32 damage is in a single turn. Interesting. A single turn is a individual's turn, not in a round. In a single hero turn. Let's figure out if we can do this. Let's figure out if we can do 32 damage at once to this skeleton violent guy over here. So, we'll start with 14 damage with Focus Stance. I want to get Focus Stance in play because that will help us a lot by making us toughen the entire rest of the game. It's going to expand our passive's reach to 2 as well, which really gives us a lot of flexibility. So we're going to start with Focus Stance. We're going to go ahead and attack this guy. And we're attacking. He's got a defense of 6. So we're rolling our black die over here, which technically I think black dice for the enemy and white is for us. But I usually use black for the tank as much as possible. So we're going to go ahead and roll. And we got an 8, which is high enough to punch through the 8 defense, which means we're starting with 14 damage against that guy, which means we only have to do another 16 damage in a single hero turn. So this 50 is going to drop down to 14 to 36. Okay, so we need to get you down to 28, I believe. 28 or 18? 18. Let's see if we can do that. Permanent effect, we are toughened 3. So our tank is now toughened 3. We're going to use our longsword on that attack. We're going to go ahead and add 5 damage offhand because I think this is going to be very helpful using our abilities to knock it down, which means we have less to punch through. Can we do anything else to augment that even further? We don't really have a lot of cubes in play. We have bleeding, before roll, cursed, after roll. If it's mob or focus. Oh, that would have been helpful. Deals plus 3 damage or plus 7 if it's with mob or focus. I don't think I have mob or focus right now, so that won't help. But I could use that after. So I'm going to save that for after. We have over there, I'm just looking at our various skills in play. We have heal 4 an ally and deal 4 damage to an enemy. That's going to be on the villain's turn, which won't help us, unfortunately. So we can't do much here. Start of turn, lose 4 movement points, an ally takes. That's going to be an ally's turn, so that won't help us either. So we're not really doing enough damage right now to kill this, but we can work on that because our basic attack does 6 damage, which means we'd have to do... I mean, we're at 31 health right now. Is there anything we can do? Can we, like, realistically do more damage? I don't know if we can. Let's see. Shielded 4. Declares attack. I'm just looking through all the things I have access to. So we currently did 14 plus 4. We did 18. Which means we need another 14 damage. I could do 3 basic attacks and lose 30 health to do that. That seems bad, right? It seems bad to drop down 30 health to kill this guy. Especially because at the end of each round, we're taking how much damage? A hero takes 15 damage at the end of each round. That's interesting. Sorry, give me a second while I try to think this through the math of this. I'd have to hit with all 3 attacks, which means I'd only need to roll 5+. I could work with that. Let's go for it. Let's figure it out. In the meantime, we are currently toughened 3, which means we're going to take 3 less damage if I recall correctly. We'll take 3 less damage, but we are also shielded 4, which means he's going to take less X damage from enemy attacks. What's the difference between shielded and toughened? Toughened does not affect residual damage. That's the difference. Okay, so we're taking 7 less damage. He's going to attack right now, so we're going to go ahead and have him attack. But I think we're also going to roll for protected 3 as well. So protected, we're going to go ahead. No, I want that in play, actually. No, I'm cool using this. No. Yeah, I'm cool using this over here. We're going to use this over here. We're going to, before roll, when ally is protected 3, which means his defense is going to jump to 11, and the enemy is going to roll against this. As long as it's lower than 11, it's a 15, so it's unfortunately going to persevere through it. It's going to do 17 damage against our guy over here. 17 damage negated by 7 because we're shielded 4 and toughened 3. So we're going to go ahead and take 10 damage, dropping from 55 down to 45 over here. This is where I'm going to voluntarily take 30 damage to take out this guy in one shot. He's now activated at the very least, but his effect is going to pull 3 another hero closest and in 8 of this. So we're going to pull 3 a hero. This would be another one that's closest, so we're going to pull him closer to you. And then that's basically it. Isolation, no other heroes in one of the target. That's going to be after the hit. No other heroes in one. So it does this over here. Deal plus damage plus 2 per cube. So there is another hero within one of the targets. That's not relevant. So isolation did not affect this one. And I think we're good to go as far as the enemy attack. So the enemy is done, but our hero turn is not done because we can take more turns right now, which we wanted to do this. Yeah, do this. We're going to do this. Toughen 3, shielded 4. If an ally is attacked, if it's an attack, you move 2. I think we're good to go. So we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to use our chainmail, shielded 5, so we're going to take 5 less damage because I think we're going to need everything that we have over there. And then we're going to go ahead and spend our health to go ahead and take multiple attacks. So we're going to start by spending 10 health because I just want to reduce this guy down to 0 basically. So we're going to spend 10 health to take our first attack, and we're going to go ahead and roll. We need a 6+, but it's a basic attack, so it always has +1 more. So we need a 5+ over here, and we have an 18, which is good enough for me. That means it's going to drop down another 6 from 31 to 25. And we need to bring it down to 18. Oh my gosh, is there anything? Oh, interesting. We could do that, 25. We're going to use this to spend this after roll, pay 2 HP. So we're going to drop down 2 HP on this person over here. And that's going to deal +3 damage or +7 if it's with focus. 25, bring it down to 18 because we have mob or focus. So we have mob right now in this basic attack, which means we just did +7 on this, which means now he's going to drop down to 18, which means he dropped down from 55, from 50 to 18, which is 32 damage, which means I believe he goes poof. Assuming I followed that correctly, he's going to go poof. All our heroes are going to go ahead and get a cube, which means now the rampage can start. We're going to go ahead and do that. And by the way, if all villains are dead, we're going to move to the next phase, but this guy's dead for right now, so he's gone. That's the first thing done, and that's our first hero done. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to activate. We're going to move our cards off to the side to indicate that he's... I guess we could just use cubes. Nah, we'll use cubes. We're going to mark our heroes with cubes. So, Dragori's gone. Dragori's taken his action. Dragori, by the way, fun fact, is a crossover from the Isofarian Guard. To that end, we're now going to go ahead and activate who? Who's the hero with the least HP? Blue. Excellent, we can work with this. So, we're going to go ahead and activate Blue right now. And Blue's going to activate against this guy over here, this Walker, Noxious Walker. To that end, we're going to go ahead and... So much stuff we can do. Target is 4 more away for the first hit of your turn. Let's see what our specials are, because these could be fun. Interrupt, no. Up to 2 enemies, 16 damage per hit. You may move any number of targets hit up to 3 squares each. I don't think that's relevant for right now, but it could be in the future. I think we're going to use Magical Missile. Magic Missile, ignore all harmful conditions on you. I think we'll do that. We're going to use that because then we could ignore Distract. So we're going to use Magic Missile to ignore our Distract, which would otherwise penalize our roll. So we're going to ignore that. And therefore, two other enemies within range take 3 damage each. I like that. I can work with that. Not exactly what I want because it's not the 32 damage on a hero's turn. But we'll go ahead and use Magic Missile. We're going to roll against this guy who has a defense. Oh, this guy's dead, by the way. We can move this card out of the way. This guy has a defense of 7. And we are currently rolling. He's currently not within 3. There are no enemies within 3. So it's going to be a focused attack, I believe. Which means we're going to go ahead and deal 8 damage if it takes 2 damage doing this attack. So we're going to roll against that. We need to roll a 7, but because it's focused, only a 4. So as long as we roll a 4, we should be good to go, which means we have a 19, just shy of a crit. That would have been great. A crit would have been great. So we're going to go ahead and hit that one for 10 damage. So 10 damage against orange over here. Orange is going to drop down from 60 to 50, which is the first 10 it needs. But also, because of our effect over here, we can move to the target, and if it deals plus 8 damage if it takes terrain damage during this attack. And so we're going to move it 1. And I guess 2 over here. We're going to move it 2 right there. So because of that, actually we're going to move it 1, 2. And that's important because of something that, what was the name? Torbert? No, I can't remember. The person who was really helpful from the beginning was really helpful, but a little distinction there. Which is basically, they take damage if they end their turn there or if they move on to it, but not if they start and continue moving. So we're going to move it on and off, so that's moving 2. That means it's going to take 4 terrain damage plus 8, bringing it to a total of 10 plus 12 is 22 damage. We need 10 more. So we need to drop it down. Where's this guy's disc? 50. So we need another 12 damage to 38 over here. And let's see. And then we have effect. 2 other enemies within range take 3 damage each. So 2 other enemies within range. So we're going to move both these down by 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're going to go ahead and rotate our Magic Missile. It's going to be a flipped attack, which means it's resolved. And we still have 10 damage to try to deal with. The question is, what else can we do to deal more damage? Before roll, run 5, after move 2, start of turn, this ally loses 4 movement points, and enemy. Oh, interesting. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll do this. We're going to retroactively do this a bit. It makes sense. We're going to spend 1 of cube from our warrior over here, from our tank, to make him lose 4 movement points, which makes sense because we didn't move anyway, and then the enemy takes 4 damage, which is important because 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to, nope, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to move from this one, 38 down to 34. Perfect. Okay, so he's done over there. He's taken 4 more damage. He only needs 8 more damage, I believe. We need 10. He only needs 6 more damage, but I think we're going to make a basic attack against him. The tricky part is interesting. I totally should have done. I'm going to respec my skills, by the way, because I like this skill so much more. It doesn't help us for right now. Don't worry. It's for the future. In any case, I believe this ally is going to go ahead. This enemy is going to go ahead and activate, unfortunately, right now. So, target gains 1 weekend. Yeah, I think it's going to be unfortunate, but he's going to go ahead and attack the hero with the activate. It's still my turn. Oh, so he can still do all 3 action damage. Because that's still the enemy turn. Where is it? I don't think I did it correctly. I think I cheated a bit. At any time in a hero's turn. So here's the part where I cheated, just to recap. I did my special attacks against this other guy. I did my special attacks against this guy out of order, I believe. I let the enemy activate. I'm going to move this forward. I don't think I should have taken the damage either way. I think it kind of balances out, and I don't want to or undo it. But I think I should not have taken the damage against that guy, and he should not have been pulled. But we're going to leave it as is. We're going to just deal with the consequences of it for right now. But strictly speaking, I don't think I should have done things. Also, I'm realizing now I have my +5 in my short bow, but I need to deal 6 damage, and the +5 is not enough, so I'm happy I'm not using my short bow. So to that end, we're going to go ahead and, before this enemy activates, he's an enemy who would activate because I attacked him, but I'm going to go ahead and do a special attack, a basic attack against him. We only need 6 damage left in this to be able to get to that the 32, but this one does, basic attack does 8. We need a 6 or higher. That's going to be a 15 over here, which means we can go ahead and lower our, we should pay for that first of all. We should pay 10 health for that. I don't think I did that yet, and that's going to deal enough more damage to that person where he's going to drop down by whatever number it is down to here and then immediately die as a result, meaning he cannot activate, which is a good thing because if he can't activate, he can attack us and he's not quite as scary as he otherwise would be. So we're doing fine. We're losing a lot of health right now, but we are at least taking out the enemies to a certain extent. We're going to put an activation cube on our shooter, so to indicate that he's gone, which means we have 2 characters left to activate, and they still have some baddies in play. Let's see what we can do over here. We can do the Skeleton Guardian. That's interesting. We can do Effect Feel. They're both healing enemies. But let's see what we can do. Let's use Nyx over here. We need to start getting some healing in play. Let's use our Tactician and allies within one of the target first hit of the turn. That's not actually currently relevant, unfortunately. So we would need to move Nyx to be able to benefit from this. So we're going to go ahead and move Nyx, I believe, because that will give us an opportunity on the table. Although we possibly could use some pay 2, heal 4, move to an ally. 1, 2. That could be good. I could work with that. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead. We're gonna use our Tactician, Ravel over here. We're gonna use Ravel, and what Ravel's going to do is it's now Ravel's turn, which means we're immediately going to. Oh, we should all gain a cube. Look at that. Look at that. We all gain a cube because people died. So we got that. We're gonna have Ravel go ahead. We're gonna have our tank spend a cube to be able to move to an enemy, and you move 2. So we're going to move 1, 2 back in and out. So it's going to drop 4 offhand. So it goes from 57 down to 54. Now it starts at 57, needs to lose 32, so we need to get down to 25. 25 is going to be the target number, exactly where this person is. So we're doing that right offhand. So it already took 4 damage from terrain damage from moving in and out of terrain. We're also going to go ahead and have this person move 2, 1, 2 on there, which will help. Then from there, we are going to go ahead and have, I had actions planned. We're going to go ahead and, I think we're good. Do we need to do anything else? No. Move to an ally and an enemy, not relevant. After roll, pay 3 HP, no, not relevant. Pay 2, nope, not relevant. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this over here. Now the enemy is within 1 and also has focus, or mob, I should say, so it's going to be plus to our rolls. And what special attacks do we have? We have 24 damage, and it already did 4. 24 damage, plus the 4 is 28, plus my 5 is 33. So if I do one of these webs of arachne, it's going to kill one of the baddies quickly, which is good. We're wiping out the first baddies, but we're burning through our special attacks and things. So let's take a look at this. All effects an enemy would apply on its allies. While in one of you, enemies are slowed. Slowed is going to, you can't sidestep or move by benefits. Cancels hastened. Yeah. All effects an enemy would apply to one of its allies are applied to you instead. That's good right now. Because right now, the enemies are about to heal. So we're going to use Eye of the Augur. So we're going to use Eye of the Augur over here. We're going to use that as our basic attack. It's going to do 24 damage. We're doing it against this guy who currently has a defense of 7, but we've mobbed, so it's plus 3. So we just need to roll a 4 or higher on our orange die. A 4 or higher right here, and that should be a 20. We crit. So we crit over here, which means we're going to do 24 plus 5 is 29, plus the fact that it already took 4 from moving on to terrain, brings it to 33, which means he's going to pop. Okay, so he's gone now. That's done. He's gone. He's off. He popped. He just exploded because of the fragileness of his body. And so that's going to be this. And now we have Eye of the Augur in play on our Tactician. So we can keep this a little bit in effect. You can kind of see it. But basically, any effects that enemies activate are going to go straight to us as well. That was pretty fun. We managed to keep our weapon too. So we kept our sword. We can save that for later, which is going to be helpful because we've had some extra abilities on our... We've had the flexibility. The tank used a sword to be able to knock somebody out. Gave us some flexibility, which means we have one more person to activate over here. And now we're going to activate our Hope, the healer, is going to activate and deals plus 5 damage. Honestly, this whole stack of enemies heroes I have over here is really well suited for what we're doing because she does plus 5 damage if an ally is within 3 of you on the first hit of your turn, which is definitely going to happen here. So we need to take a look at our cards here. What strong damage? We have 22 damage. 22 plus 5 is 27. 27 plus 5 is 32. We can do this again. We can do this again. Like, it just feels mean, honestly. It feels mean, but plus 3 to attack roll if you are the combatant closest to the target. That's manageable. I think it's manageable. Choose an enemy. It ignores all helpful conditions and takes 3 damage to enemies of its turns. So that's the part I don't like. But I think it's worth it. We're trying to pop enemies here. We're going to use Auction Siphon. We're starting off strong. We're not even using basic attacks. We're going to use Auction Siphon over here. It's going to be 22 attack, effectively. Okay, 22 attack. And we're going to use that. What do I do with the last attack? Where did I put it? Oh, they've been slotted off to the side. So, we're using Oxygen Siphon, but first we're going to move. Our movement range is 5, and so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're close enough to that. We are close to the enemy over here. We're still within 3 of an ally, which is important for our effect over here. For this effect, that's going to give us that extra benefit. And so we're going to do +3 to attack roll if you are the combatant close to the target, which means we have a defense of 6, and I currently only need to get a 3 or higher. Watch me miss on this one right now. So we need a +3 to attack roll if you're the combatant close to the target. So we need a 3 or higher. We'll do 22, +27, and then 5 for more weapon. I think it works. Okay, we're going to roll. And we got a 19. Almost crit on that one. Almost, but we don't... I mean, it would have been better if we had crit, because then we could have not used our weapon. We have +5 damage because an ally is within 3 of us. That 22 becomes 27. We'll flip our weapon. That brings it to 32. And this guy instantly pops as well. Which overall, I would say, that is a pretty successful first round. Overall. Granted, I'm using special attacks that arguably I shouldn't have one of them. But we'll only complain when I use the second special attack. That's not bad. I'm pretty okay with how that's going. This is a permanent, which is going to be choose an enemy. It ignores all helpful conditions, but that's going to be unfortunately wasted. But I still think it's worth doing. So, we're going to go ahead and read the journal quest, because now, of all enemies, let's make sure we're doing this correctly over here. We have, if all villains are dead, then read 14.2 to continue the quest. But at the end of the round, a hero takes 15 damage. You have to finish the full round as well. So right now, a hero has to take 15 damage. I think the hero that should take that... Wow, we really are low in health, unfortunately. We're going to drop you down to 30. So we are doing great, except these are all dead. We're doing great, but this is our health track right now. We are not doing as great as it might look, and now we're reading 14.2. So this is the situation we got on this board over here. Let's take a look at what we got. We have the following. You catch your breath and take time to investigate the place and plan your next steps. You notice on the count of the last customer orders, which are divided into 2 groups. You also open the map the surgeon gave you to decide where your investigation may yield better results about the plague. So, I'm going to recommend you pause on this for a second, and I'll timestamp stuff too. But if you look over here, this is what we got as far as the map. Okay, that's the map. And over here we have the ingredient situation up here. This gives you a bit of a riddle to go through. So I recommend kind of trying to, I'm going to lower it a bit so you can see everything. I recommend pausing the video right about over here so that you can solve this with me. I'll also timestamp the section where I solved it all or decided, because I need to read and process information. Where are we going to get better results about the plague? Where are we even currently? We're in the ghost town. Drinks requests only for not sick. Drinks requests for the well, I guess. Ferrantis the priest wants Ubellian fire mead. Juhal, the food shop owner, wants Ubellian fire mead. Gualter, the evolutionism teacher, wants Central Sea rum. Felicia, the Arundindum golden wine, and I will take in person for her. Okay. Then we have soup for 6 clients. Falk, the chaplain. Gerfast, the woodworker. Harmonth, the gravedigger. Garen, the Malrokian history teacher. And Abella, the ranger. I have no idea what I want to do or why. The last customer orders, which are divided into 2 groups. So Felicia got the Arundindium golden wine. And where would Felicia be? Well, Fox is the chaplain. Oh, interesting. Oh, we have to figure out who Felicia is. Okay, I'm understanding this now. Okay, so we have the following. Where do we go? So I'm going to go through this again. You try to figure out this on your own if you want. I'm just guessing this is how this works. We have Felicia does not have a who or what she is. So in that case, we have Gualta is the school. We have the lumberjack camp is Gerfast. We have the well. Malrokian history teacher is going to be the school as well. The graveyard chapel is going to be Ferrantis the priest. The church, the chaplain could be that. The church could be Ferrantis the priest. The food shop is Juhel. And the farm or the well are the 2 places which are more likely. So Juhel, the food shop owner, Felicia, the Arundindium golden wine, Gualter, the evolutionist teacher, Ferrantis, Falk, the chaplain, Gerfest, the woodworker, Harvent, the gravedigger, Abella, the ranger. The ranger could be at the well. I assume Felicia is at the farm. The farm is 9 down over here. I'm assuming Felicia is the farm. We're gonna go to the farm. Okay, we're gonna go there. We're gonna head to the farm. I think that makes sense. Felicia, the Abella, the ranger. The ranger would be at the well or the farm, or the lumberjack camp. The lumberjack camp is the woodworker, right? I think the well, the farm. We're gonna go to the farm. G9. Okay, so The farms are deserted. You see a few bodies here and there. There is no food. You note that you're surrounded by red-eyed crows. They attack and you run. The two heroes with the lowest spycraft take 4 damage each. You return to the tavern. Choose another option from section 2. That didn't go as well as I wanted. Okay, so we take 4. The two heroes with the lowest spycraft are going to take 4 damage each. That looks like Grigori and Hope. So Grigori and Hope are going to go down 4 damage each. 30 down to 26, and 40 down to 36. I'm now going to try the well, which is my first guess over there. I'm going to start with the well. You hear a buzzing sound coming from inside the well, growing louder and louder. When you look inside, a cloud of poisonous insects covers your bodies. Flip all light armor cards. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Okay. You return to the tavern. Choose another option from section 2. So my light armor, leather jackets or chainmail. I believe leather jackets are light armor. I have to double check. I'm not entirely sure what constitutes light armor versus non-light armor. I'm going to flip the leather jackets and I'm going to keep the chainmail on. Okay, I thought I solved this very well, but I guess not. School, lumberjack camp, graveyard. Oh my gosh. How am I supposed to figure this out? I thought I did a good job of deducing what's not relevant. Better results with the plague. Church is going to be Ferrantis the priest. Or the chaplain, the food shop. Oh, did I miss that? No, we have Jewel, the food shop owner. The school is the evolution and teaching the Moroccan history teacher. The graveyard and chapel. The chaplain. I don't know. I'm going to go to the graveyard chapel. I'm just going to go for it. At this point, I'm not sure what's going on. We're going to try. Number 6. You enter the cemetery and find Kemet raising and controlling reanimated bodies that have been buried there. One of them tells you, how do you expect to defeat Gulag, our commander, if you can't even unite under a common cause? Just like this union leader before you, we will use these bodies for our needs. Cemetery. Place the following room and other tiles as indicated on the following map. Combatants consider that all squares outside this room tile are walls. Okay, we are about to have another fight, so give me a second while I set this up. Okay, we're back and ready to go, and honestly, this looks pretty decent, because it looks like we're going to get this Empowered 3 token over here. If we use an action to unlock this key, one of our movement steps, we're going to get a permanent Empowered 3, which means all our heroes are going to deal 3 damage extra on every single attack, which seems pretty relevant. Also, I made a slight mistake, but we're going to go ahead forward with it, which is I forgot to look at the fact that what is the additional, the special goal, the extra challenge. Every quest has an extra challenge, which is how you increase your Kemet hunt. The extra challenge here was to never make those desperate efforts, never make those extra attacks. I've done that twice now, so we will not be accomplishing the extra challenge, unfortunately, and it is what it is. It's not a rules mistake, it's a tactical blunder. But it's fine, we'll just increase the Kemet hunt some other time. The good news is the Kemet hunt does not go backwards unless we lose the quest or use first aid. Although with our health the way it is, we might have to use first aid anyway. So let's go ahead and deal with this room over here. We got 4 new heroes. I also grabbed that torch that I forgot to grab that I totally said I would not forget. And we got to figure out how to deal with this. I think I want to get that token as soon as possible. I don't see a reason not to, because that really seems like a good thing to do overall. We need to focus on who's going to target who. This enemy over here is going to target the hero with the most HP, which means it's not a bad thing for me to go ahead and attack her, because I think then she'll actually have to run. That's actually really not bad at all. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and have our shooter over here. We're going to remove these tokens because we're back to square one again. We're going to have our shooter go ahead and try to take this person out. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, making sure not to corner that wall, which is something I forgot last time. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to spend 5 to pick up this token, which means we've interacted with it now, and we now have a permanent empowered +3 on all of our characters, which we'll totally remember, I think, possibly. Let's just take tokens just in case, because I don't know if we'll actually remember. But we're going to put these down over here, and I'll just put them down over here as reminders because it's more visually present for me as opposed to off to the side, which is typically where I forget. So we have a +3 damage over here. Again, if we do 32 damage, they are instantly dead. That's the good part. The bad part is you still have to do 32 damage, and that is not by any means easy. So let's take a look at what we have over here. We need 29 damage in a single turn. We could use our empowered, what's it called, but that seems bad over here. Alternatively, if it just dies on its own free will, that would be great too, but yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen. They're going to attack us. They're going to hurt us. They're going to hurt us so badly. So, we're already doing +3, but +3 on the basic attacks too. Honestly, it's not the worst. It's not the worst at all. But the tricky part is you have to hit the target. Oh, I made a boo-boo. But we might be able to fix the boo-boo. We might be able to fix the boo-boo a little bit. Let's see. So, if we fix the boo-boo, How can we fix the boo-boo? We need to be able to move enemies and allies. So 1, 1, 2. That would not be enough, unfortunately. I could do that. No. No, I made a small mistake. Not the biggest deal. Who else is attacking who? So let's take a look. This person is going to attack the hero that's furthest away, which would be you. Can you even hit that hero? Well, you're going to attack the hero who has the least HP, which is currently you. Again, same question. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to be enough, but at least right now we're stopping them, so they're going to have to take that damage. So I think that's not the craziest idea. If we do that, pay 4 HP, target's bleeding. We might be able to take this guy out without using our empowered draw anyway. Let's see what we can do over here. Because its movement is going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we can work with that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have this person spend a cube to move to a hero and an ally. So we're going to move this guy 1, 2, and this guy 1, 2, which means it's going to take 4 terrain damage. So that one's going to take 4 terrain damage over there, which should be fine. I think 1, 2. No, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have this one go. 1, 1. This guy needs to be clipped in. 1, 2. So that's going to take 4 terrain damage. So we're going to drop down to 56. Okay. Now we have no one within 3 of me, which means we have an empowered shot over there. So we're going to have a focus shot. Nope, we moved on our turn. Never mind. We can't do a focus shot no matter what happens. That's okay. We can work with this. And then I think we'll have you then go. You'll start off here. Yeah, I guess you have to go there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and shoot that person with not an empowered shot, but we're going to be rolling against it, and it's going to move 2, deal plus 8 damage if it takes terrain damage doing this attack. It's not the exact same that I wanted. Not the exact same. So I'm just trying to rethink how I can actually do this in a way that works for me, because I don't know if I can. These enemies are kind of annoyingly positioned. I don't know if I can do this. I really like the extra terrain damage, but I don't know if I can do it in a way that I want to, which is very tricky. Oh my gosh. So give me a second while I try to think this through. I'm trying to puzzle out how I can actually get what I want, because they're all positioned in a way that is very, very tricky. What if I was over here? If I moved here, and if we did this one over here, so I'm gonna undo a few things. We're gonna put this back person over here. We're gonna pop that person over there. I apologize. I think I'm going to completely change how I do this. A small change. We're going to have to like undo some things. We're going to put this person's health back over here. We're going to put that token back and flip this back. We're not doing any of those things. I'm going to have you start off over here. You start here, and you start there. That ought to do it. Then we're going to have this guy go down here, take that as his action, and then he's going to attack this person. That's going to work out a lot better for us. And we're going to choose an attack over here. We're currently toughened, which is good. This one over here, move for the target. That's not really relevant. We're going to do, you may move for, then pull for the target. I don't think that will help as much. We're not going to do that. Protected 3, no. Protected 3. +1 to attack roll. You run to it and make a basic attack against it. Interesting. This one would work for us in theory. Choose an enemy. The next time it resolves an attack, you run to it and make a basic attack against it. I'm okay with that. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and resolves an attack. Okay. We're going to go ahead and choose a basic spell over here. You protected 3. Okay, we're going to do Guardian Presence here. Guardian Presence, we're going to cast that. We're going to go ahead, not cast, suspend that one. We're going to roll a die over here, and it's a 20. Beautiful. So we get 10 damage, plus 5 is going to be 15. So 15 damage against this person over here, bringing you down to 40. Okay, it's not bad offhand, although I don't think we're doing 32. We're protected, and any damage will be dealt to allies, and 5 of you may be dealt against you instead. Okay, this damage ignores effects on you, so we're going to go ahead and put this in play. So we have protected and toughened, and there we go. Although I wonder, does the Guardian Presence mean that it ignores protected? It ignores effects on you. Does that damage ignore the protected? I don't know. That seems like weird to be protected and not benefit from it. I'm not sure about that. In any case, we're going to go ahead and resolve our +3. We forgot our +3 because we're empowered. So 37. So we're already at 18 damage. We only needed 14 more. So we may do another desperate attack. Honestly, we may end up doing a desperate attack because we need to do 14 more damage. What other ways can we add to the damage? I don't think there's another way, because we could do a basic attack which would do 9, but that would be only 9. and we have more that needs to be done. So it's fine. I think it's fine. We're going to go ahead and have this this enemy continue to resolve its turn. So this enemy right now is going to go ahead and it's going to resolve its attack. So it's going to target the hero with the most HP, which is this one. So it's going to walk 1, 2, 3, which means because it walked onto the spikes and because it avoided this person, we're going to take 6 reaction damage and 4 damage here, dropping you down by 10, 37 down to 27. We also have Dragori's Guardian Presence in play. So if an ally is attacked, it flips an attack and you move 2. If an ally is attacked, it flips an attack and you move 2. That's good. That's good. I want to do that. So we're going to have the ally flipping one of their attacks to get another attack back and play faster. We'll go ahead and deal with... We're going to deal with that one. We're going to flip that attack over there. And then it's going to... You can move 2. Does that help us right now? I don't know how much it might help us or not. I think we'll go ahead and do it. Why not? 1, 2. Okay. That's going to be that. The enemy started a turn within 2 of us, so we are toughened, and we can also take damage from the enemy as well. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to have this person roll, and it's going to roll against Dragori. So it's rolling against, not Dragori, against, what's her name? Riddle. And they rolled a 17, which means it's going to be a hit. Push 3 the target. Flee if this enemy did not move. So, we're going to deal 19 damage, then push 3. 1, 2, 3. That means you're going to take 4 damage plus 19 for a total of... Oh, This ignores the effects. This damage ignores effects on you? Interesting. Because I could take the damage. Damage would be dealt to allies in 5 of you, maybe dealt to you instead. I'm just going to have her take damage. So we're going to do 19 damage over here. 19 damage plus 4 is going to be 23. 23 from 43 down to 20. Okay, so we're definitely lower on health than we want to be right now. Unfortunate. I probably should have just attacked twice. It would have made more sense. Then we would have instantly popped that person, not have to deal with any of this damage. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And that, I think, no other heroes within 1 on the target, not relevant, so we can go ahead and continue with the next turn. So, to that end, we need to let the next person in play. The next person, I don't think we're going to be able to pop them all this round, unfortunately. That is not as much fun. We could go ahead and get 2 activations from this, I don't know. We could have also done things on the enemy's turn, but I don't think we're overall going to deal with that right now. So, what's the next step we can do? This person wants to target the person with the lowest HP, which is currently this person. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 6 to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it won't only go there if it can get there. So it's not going to otherwise do that. Let's go ahead and do stuff. Let's do some stuff. We have to deal with the... We want one of our enemies to take HP damage. So I think we can go ahead and have... We can take out the Necromancer easily with our Avalon the Wizard. The tricky part there, can I have any enemies move? Move an ally and an enemy. I can work with that. 1, 2. So, we're going to go ahead and take the shooter's turn. I think we can... 1, 2. Can I do this? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. No, that'd be tricky in terms of that. I could be over there. We may have to deal with this person first. He's going to attack the hero that's furthest away, which is probably this person, which means it's going to then back up and not be able to get there. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not be able to get there. If no other villain is than 1 of the target, I think we can work with that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and have Nyx deal some degree of damage to people. I think Nyx's just going to try to damage... This is a very tricky, like it's a knife fight in a gun club here. We're going to have... We need some healing effects. The target heals 20, moves 3, and makes a primary attack. And that's not bad. We could have Nyx apply her effect to an ally. I don't know if I want to use it yet. Alright. We're going to have Nyx do a basic attack over here. So we're going to do a Holy Ray, heal 6 damage plus effects, and then heal 7 a hero. So I think we're just going to try to take out this person as much as possible. She's already at 27. So we're just going to ping her. No big deal, nothing crazy. We're just going to go ahead and do Holy Ray against her. The problem is all these enemies are going to attack in ways that are not helpful to us, but I don't think we have a choice around it. So we're going to go ahead and attack. So we're going to attack her. So we're going to roll against a defense of 6 over here. We got a 1, a critical miss. So we're going to do 5 residual damage, unfortunately. So there's 5 residual damage, 27 down to 22. We will also charge a cube. So at least we have that effect going on here. And then we're going to move Holy Rail to the back of our line. Wow, that was not great. That was not great. That was a turn against Nyx over here, which means now it's time for the next turn. We had such a better first round. We're going to go ahead and deal with our... We did Grigori. We have this person over here. This person can go ahead and go. And she might try to go ahead and move there, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we can work with that. Okay, so we'll do this one over here, and we will attack this guy, I think. What's the strongest, most powerful, most bad attack we can do? All effects of an enemy will apply to one of its allies are applied to you instead, which doesn't really help me. We have this one over here. The hero with the highest HP gains 1 empowered token. I think we can work with that. Let's attack this guy. Let's attack this necromancer over here. It is what it is. We're going to go ahead and apply expose 3 on yourself. No, you don't need to do any of these. You may move 2. You may deal 8 damage. I think we're going to do Holy Flames. So we're going to do Holy Flames over here. We're just trying to stay alive right now at this point. We're going to, an ally is within 1 of the target. First hit of your turn. It's not relevant. There's no ally within 1 of my target right now. What we could do, can we move any enemies? No. We're not taking Nyx's turn. We're taking our shooter's turn. We're just going to do this over here. So the shooter's turn is going to go instead, and that means Nyx is going to be able to move this enemy over here. Okay, Nyx is going to move this enemy 1, 2 over there. Okay? No, not yet. We need to do that, that, and that. Okay, I think I got it. I think I finally got it. You're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's going to be that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's not enough. But it could be. It could be. Then you will go ahead and use your skill to flip this. Move to an ally and move an enemy. We're going to move you 1, 2, 1, 2 over there. So you're now that far away. And then we can move an ally as well. Although I don't know if that makes a difference to us right now. We're not going to bother moving an ally, I think. We can move an ally. No, we're fine over here. We're going to move that ally there. Great. Okay. Then we're going to have you do your attack against the blue guy here. We're going to roll our die. We need to get a 7 or higher. A 7 or higher? A 7 or higher. I think so. 7 or higher. We're going to roll this. We got an 11. Good enough. We are going to go ahead. Which attack do we resolve? We didn't resolve an attack yet. Let's go ahead and resolve... I don't know. You know what? Maybe up to 2 enemies. Sure, let's go ahead and do Shockwave. Okay? We're going to do Shockwave. Why not? So Shockwave is going to be up to 2 enemies get hit. 16 damage per hit. So we're going to do 16 damage against this guy. Which means 16. You may move any number of targets hit up to 3 squares each. So we're going to move this one, 1, 2, 3. And then because of the basic attack, the target is 4 or more away from you, first hit of your turn. Move to the target, deal 8 plus damage if it takes terrain damage doing this attack. So we're doing 16 plus 8 is 24, plus 3 is 27. We just need to find 27 plus 5 from our short bow is 32. That's going to kill this guy offhand. So he's going to be dead out of hand. Okay, that's perfect. We're going to go ahead and gain a cube on each of our people. So at least making some more progress this time around. The first attack did not go well for us. And then we could also do 2 enemies over here. We do have to roll against 2 enemies, so we're going to roll against this enemy as well. We're going to go ahead and roll. We got a 6 over here, which is not high enough, unfortunately. Ah, that's not good. That means missed. We missed on that attack. Okay, that's unfortunate. So we missed on that attack. We will not be able to enable Shockwave against that one. Okay. But at least we got the other one instantly dead. That is progress to a degree. We need to activate him as done. He's done his cube over there. I think that's everything we can do there. I feel it didn't go exactly the way I wanted, but I am comfortable with the net result of it. Okay. We have one more person to go, which is going to be Nyx over here. Nyx can go ahead and activate her turn. And the problem is, an ally is within 1 of the target. There's no enemies. I guess we could just go ahead and move this one over here. I don't love it how we're going to take 4 damage just for stepping off of things, but it is what it is. We probably should remove this cube over here because this guy's dead. And we're going to go ahead and try to make this work. So, you can move 4. You can move up to 4 squares before striking. It's not bad. I can work with this one. So if I step off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that should work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So I'm gonna do our 4, 5. We have a total of 6 movement. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna pick up 2 cubes from getting that barrel. Then we're going to go ahead and move 4 to be able to do our strike. 1, 2, 3 to move it over here and strike against that person. That way we avoided any additional damage. We're going to go ahead and try to do 11 damage against it. We're going to be rolling against a 6 defense. And we got a 12, which is enough to hit. So it's going to be 11 plus 3 is 14. 14, which brings us down to 22 to 8 over here. That sounds right. And now the question is, can we do anything else to further add to that damage? We could deal 4 damage. You heal 4 if the target's not fatigued. The target is fatigued, unfortunately. So we're going to deal 4 more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at that point, it's not going to activate, but I could take care of that one easily enough. That's going to be that turn. Okay, I think we're done there. That's going to be her turn. We're going to keep her weapon in play for the next turn. And now we are done, which means we have 2 baddies activating against us, unfortunately, and they're activating enraged and charged and all that, which is not great. It's not great. It's not great. Let's go ahead and resolve the enemies. So we're going to resolve the enemies over here. This enemy already acted, and that enemy's fine. This enemy is gone, so we can ignore this one. So we still have these enemies to go. And to that end over here, we have this enemy activated, who's still alive. This enemy is going to activate over here. We're going to do this one. So it's going to try to target somebody, the hero with the most cubes, which is going to be her. And it does have range, but in order to get range, it has to try to get there. So it could try to be there. 1, 2, 3. Can I move an ally on my turn? Can I move an ally? I don't see a way to move an ally right now, which is unfortunate. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. And then I guess because, at this point, because it's attacking there, so it's going to take residual damage anyway because it's attacking a non-adjacent character. So it's going to go ahead and take residual damage from him, which means 8 reaction damage, not residual, reaction. So 8 reaction damage to this guy, bringing him down from 60 to 52. That's going to be done there. And then it's going to... Why am I blanking and pausing? Then we also want to activate... Green's going to activate this ability here to pay 5 HP. And heal 4 an ally and deal 4 damage to an enemy. We're going to use that to kill this person out of hand, which is going to give everyone else an extra cube. Because that's 4 is exactly what we need to do that. So let's get the enemies gone. And then we can heal 4 an ally, but we have to pay 4 HP. So, pay 5 HP. So 26 down to 21. And we're going to bring you up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then, we're going to go ahead and deal any other effects we want to do. Move 3 an enemy. That doesn't help us right now. Pay 4, maybe make a basic attack. That's not bad either. An ally takes 3 damage. We could do that. We have enough cubes. We should be taking advantage of this. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to make the roll cursed. So we're going to put this here. I'm going to spend a cube. Before roll, it's cursed. So we're going to see what happens. Although right now, we actually... No, we don't... Oh, we do benefit. We're not going to curse this roll. We're not going to curse that roll. Instead, no, we're fine over there. Okay, we're going to go ahead. An ally pays 3 HP, you heal 6. Let's go ahead and do that one. We're going to spend this. An ally pays 3 HP. So 36 to 42. And this ally is going to pay 1, 2, 3, down to 3. We're going to resolve this effect over here. An ally takes 3 damage, an enemy takes 3 damage. We're just going to resolve that against this guy here. Just lower by 3. 1, 2, 3. We're not even really trying to do much other than just make sure we can prep our attacks over here to be able to activate them all at once when we need to. Then, we're going to have the enemy actually roll. Okay, that was okay. Heal 3 a hero. We'll go ahead and do this over here. We'll pay this heal 3 a hero. We're going to heal 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this person's going to go ahead and attack and deal its darndest to try to take this person out. So, it's dealing 17 damage plus effects, and it's going to roll against us. And we're going to roll, and we're rolling against a defense of 7. We got a 20. Beautiful. So that's a 25. So it's going to be doing 17 plus 5 is 22 damage. So 22 damage against Orange here, bringing it down to 2 health, which is not the best as you might imagine. Then we are going to go ahead... I may have forgotten to do some empowered shots, I'm realizing now. I may have forgotten to add 3 to things. It is what it is. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and deal this. The effects, the enemy with the highest HP gains 1 empowered 3, which means I will gain the empowered 3 instead. That's the upside there. So I'm going to get an additional empowered 3 on her. Okay, that'll be helpful. Then this effect, the target moved 2 or less didn't sidestep. That's not true. It moved at least 2. So no benefit over there. That's going to be that person's turn, which means we're still dealing with this person who's dealing with the person with the lowest HP. That's where I think we're going to go ahead and activate our ability here, where we can use before roll, run 5 to the target. 1, I think we're going to have to take some damage there, but I think it's worth it. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate this enemy over here, and he's going to try to attack the person with the lowest HP, which is this person. But because of that, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be stepping past Nyx over there, which means it's going to take Nyx's residual damage of 6. I always call it residual damage, but it's really reaction damage. 6 down to 54. So 54 down there. But then it's going to try to attack, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, running 4 to the target before roll. That's going to be spending a cube to do so over there. That means I will take 4 damage, unfortunately, but 42 down to 38. But at least we have that prepped over there. And now we can step in, and we can become the target instead if it can attack you. Okay, so now it's going to try to attack us instead, which it can. And that will be a lot better because we won't get as much of a hit in there. But past that, we still want to do other things as well. So we're going to go ahead and activate. We're going to activate. Oh, interesting. No. We're going to activate this thing over here. We're going to pay 4 HP and make a basic attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to make basic attack against. Against this guy, I guess. No, against this guy. We're going to make it against this guy. So we're going to go ahead and roll against this person and make a basic attack. And it's going to be a 19, which is not a 20, but good enough. We're going to deal 8 damage plus 3 because plus the empowered, so 9 damage, which means this is going to go down from 49 down to 40 over here. Okay, that's that cube. And then we can go ahead and this time round we're going to curse the guy. So before roll, target is cursed. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to attack him, and he's going to roll twice now and take the worst result. That's going to be cursed. Okay, and we're doing it against a defense of, well, we have a bunch of things going on, but let's start with the first thingy. It's going to be a 3 and a 4. Bad rolls either way. It's going to do us residual damage of 8, but we are constantly toughened, so we're only going to take 5 damage. Oh wait, toughen does not work against reaction damage. Never mind. And it's not shielded because we didn't start that way. So it's going to be just a full-on 8 damage. Full-on 8 damage against this person. 38 down to 30. And I think that's the enemy's turn. So things are okay. Things are okay. I'm a little worried about what's it called? Ravel over here. I always forget Ravel's name. But Ravel, a little worried about her. But otherwise, things are okay. So, time to walk into the next round. Everyone clears their cubes. Oh, wait, no. Someone has to take 15 damage, right? A hero takes 15 damage. We are so screwed. We're going to drop down from 30 to 15 down here. So, we're in trouble. I hope we figure out the end of this quickly, because if not, we have a problem on our hands. Little choose your own adventure. When we're done with this, we're going to resume the quest. If all villains are dead, go to 11. Okay. Okay. So we have options on the table in front of us. We gotta take these bad guys out. Okay. We got our Holy Flames. We need to tuck this underneath our card over here. This is this character? No, wrong character. Why do I have this card? Oh, that's right. I forgot. If you're wondering how Ravel has Holy Flames, it's because of her ability is change the level 0 attack for level 1 brute or bruiser attack not in use. So we're able to do that over there. And we're able to take Dashing Blade, which is from... also from Ravel? Did I do this person twice? What happened here? Now I'm a little confused. I feel like I may have messed up something. Or did I mean to do Ravel? I don't know why Dashing Blade's there. I don't know how it got there. We're going to put it back into our hand over here, and we're just going to go ahead and deal with things. Okay. I think everything's all good. Right now, back to the top of the round. And we have some enemies we have to take out, and they have way too much health right now. The upside is we have that person there who we could use. Okay. Uncharge your 4 tokens, range 8, and ally gains 2. Okay. Time to deal with stuff. We are first trying to take out this person here, and this person has 40 damage. So if we can take out 40 damage, then we're good to go. But again, the problem is we're going to take 15 damage at the end of our turn anyway, which means right now we need Ravel to... we need her in play. but we're going to have to figure out how to keep her alive at the moment because I don't have the best way to keep that alive. As soon as we attack the Noxious Walker, he's going to attack Ravel, and the most cubes is also Ravel, so we need Ravel to spend some cubes and not have the most cubes, basically. I think that's what we need to do. Or we just need to kill people before they can reactivate, which is also something I'm fine with. Okay. We're going to have to take this person out. That person's over there, so we have to target this person first. So let's go ahead and have Dragori. Let's see if Dragori has any strong attacks. Dragori's going to go ahead and you move 3. What's the strongest thing Dragori can do? Dragori doesn't have a ton of strong things. We could have Ravel. Ravel can't go because of that. Ravel can sidestep 1, which is not bad. So Ravel might sidestep 1. So I think Ravel's going to sidestep 1. Okay, we're going to do that over there. And then because she sidesteps, she can now use one of her longer range attacks. What's the strongest attack we have over here? We have an ally within 1, which is good. Okay, and we'll heal 4 if the target's not fatigued, which is also good. So we have some good options here. I think it's time to do Web of the Arachne over here. So we're going to go ahead and do Web of the Arachne over here. We're going to roll against this target here. It's going to do 24 damage. Plus 3 is 27. Plus 4 is 31. 31, which is just shy of what we need. 31. Can we do anything to slightly augment that? I don't think so. Not easily. Oh, we have to uncharge these cubes because of this. Total charge, uncharge your 4 tokens, you heal 9. So this one's healed 9, so that's good. 24 over here. That's much better. And then we could do, this hero loses 4 movement points, a hero takes 4 damage. That's okay-ish. I think we're still going to do this, but I don't think it's as helpful as I would like. We're still going to do this. It's going to be overkill. That's fine. Okay. Web of the Arachne over here. We're going to do this attack over here. We just have to make sure to actually hit, which means we need to be rolling a 7 or a 6 or higher. Just a 6 or higher. We're going to go ahead and roll over here, and we got a... It's off the board. Hopefully you can see that. It's a 13. So we got a 13, which means we hit. So it's going to be 24 plus empowered is 27 plus our plus 4 over here and heal 4, which is important. Brings us to 6. Plus flipping our weapon brings us a little bit more. Oh, we also have the additional power. Never mind, we don't need to flip our weapon. We have the additional power. I forgot about that, which means that brings us to 34. So this guy's going to instantly pop, and we'll go ahead and all gain a cube. Okay, that is good. Although I want to do something else on my turn. We'll talk about that shortly. I wanted to... No, I don't know if I can do it anyway. They never got to an enemy's turn. That's annoying. Okay, well, it's fine. It's fine. We got this anyway. So that's going to be that. Everyone got a cube charge. And we can go ahead and put this in play. This card's going to go away, and this card will cycle around to being in play. So now enemies within 1 of me are now slowed, although I don't think I want to be within 1 of anyone because I am basically close to death. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and have this guy. The shooter does the most damage. I like him a lot. He does a lot of damage taking people out. I think we're going to look at our strongest attacks here. This is an enemy. Take 10 damage before striking. No, this is different over here. We can push the target. That's okay. No, I think we have to do Arcane Shot. 11 shot. We could distract him. -3 to attacks, to attack roll against enemies. I don't know if any of these are that great. I think we're going to go ahead and do Distracting Shot. So, we're going to go ahead and proceed with the Distracting Shot over here and try to figure out how efficient we can be on this. I don't know if we can actually take things out, unfortunately. Total charge, heal 9, heal 9. Not a lot we can do here. Okay. We may not be able to kill it offhand, but we'll do the best we can. We have Distracting Shot over here. Distracting Shot's going to be, it's got a defense of 7. We need to just roll a 7 or higher. And we got a 12. That's enough to do that. So 12 is going to be 11 plus 3 is 14. So he's going to drop 14 damage. I think everyone else is gone. So 14 damage against this guy. 54 down to 40. Okay, that's 14. If we can do another 18, we're good to go. And I think we're going to have to try to do another 18, even if we have to pay for it. So it is what it is. That's going to be the first 14, but then additionally, because he's 4 away over here, we are going to go ahead and activate our character ability, move 2, so boom, he drops onto there, so that's going to give him another 12, so 14 plus 12 is 26, which means if I do a basic attack against him, he'll die, so let's go ahead and do a basic attack against him. We're going to roll for a basic attack against him over here, we have +1, and we're going to get a 20, now we get a crit. So now he's going to die because he's straight up dead. Okay, we can still activate our other characters, which might be relevant for, I don't know if it will be that relevant, but we can try to see what we can do over here. That's going to be his turn over here, because Nyx has heals, but does Nyx have any direct heals? they're always targeting enemies. Except for that one, which heals. I think we're just going to end the round, unfortunately. No one's going to heal more. We're going to end the round and just go to the part where someone takes 15 damage, which is... Oh, we have to pay for our 10 extra. 20 down to 18. We're going to drop down 15 on this character over here. Oh my gosh, wow. Nyx is going to drop down 15 from 24 down to 9. So this is where our health is right now. This is our health track, which means we're looking good. Good, good, good. But at least we can go ahead and read the next thingy. Resume the quest. Let's see. Oh, almost grabbed the rule book there. The city book there. Resume the quest. If all villains are dead, go to 11. You notice that there have been numerous burials in the past few days, but several graves are burst from the inside. It seems that the woodcutters were preparing to head to another town, but the wagons never arrived. Near one of the graves you find a letter and 2 broken tombs stained with blood. Mom, you are avenged. I killed the doctor at the hospital and the Union leader at his cave. I'm sure they're responsible for this. Dr. Ulside, one second, studied this plague as if he wanted to remedy it, but not prevent it. Food is the key. The Union leader brought it to us. Rest in peace, Felicia. Okay. Do we want to go to the caves or the hospital? Where do we want to go to next? Let's try to read this again. Mom, you are avenged. I killed the doctor at the hospital and the Union leader at his cave. I'm sure they're responsible for this. Dr. Ulside studied the plague as if he wanted to remedy it, not prevent it. Food is the key. The Union leader brought it to us. Rest in peace. The doctor at the hospital. I don't know who to. I don't know if I'm following this enough to care. Food is the key. The Union leader brought it to us. Let's go to the caves. Let's go to the caves. Okay, 12. Entering the cave, you notice that it had been adapted to serve as a storage with barricades to block the entrance, now ruined. Inside, you see a bulky zombie figure, the Union leader. Union headquarters. Place the following room and other tiles as indicated. Okay, we're about to see you in a second as soon as we set up this next set. So we're back and ready to go, although I think things are not looking the bestest for us. The reason for that is the Union leader is a 110 health character. And I specifically looked up the rules. I was like, you know what? Let me make sure I catch them in a mistake. And 34, it says, a villain includes anyone that is a huge dragon, a monster, a boss, etc. And I was like, great. That means I can do 32 damage to it and it can pop. Except it unfortunately says on the character itself, it says it's immune to the rotten bodies effect. So my attempt to try to find a loophole did not work in my favor. To that end, I think we might die. But I do think we are probably going to have to use first aid, which I don't like doing in this game. I like to have my Kemet Hunt move forward, and so I don't think I like first aid happening, but it is what it is. I will point out, last scenario over there, I did have an extra chest I could have grabbed at the end. I had extra room for it, so I'm going to pretend I took the first aid because I had 2 full turns to take it. And so from that end, we're going to go ahead and deal with... We're going to deal with bad things happening to us right now. So to that end, let's go ahead and try to figure this out. We're going to go ahead and, again, we just don't have enough health to deal with right now, so we're going to be able to... We're going to use our first aid, I think, right now. The first aid we took last turn, we're going to use it because I don't see a way around it. Otherwise, we're going to heal this guy by 30, 24 to 54. And then we're going to heal everyone else who's above. Anyone else who's above, below 10 receives 10 health. Below 20 receives 10 health. So we're going to go to 19, we're going to go to 18, and we're going to go to 16 on these characters. I think it's anyone under 20, if I recall correctly. Let me just quickly check out first aid over here. First aid, page 62. I think it is... anyone under 20 heals 10. So getting another first aid now is a good time to do so, because we could at least benefit from really ramping up how high we heal our characters and what we do over here. The boss is going to be targeting the hero with the most HP, I believe. Favorite target, the hero with the highest HP within reach. What else did I miss doing? I didn't set up all our tokens here. So we're going to have this guy at 55 health. We're going to have that enemy at 60 health. And we're going to have the boss, which will represent with green, just because he's not in play. The boss is going to be at 110 health, which means we flip it over here, and we go all the way to 40 over here. So yeah, if you thought things were looking good for us, you thought wrong. How to do this here. The furthest ally, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we're going to do it that way. Okay, so here's what we're going to do over here. We're going to go ahead and... I think it has to cross that way. Let's try this. We're going to go ahead and move this guy over here. These guys could be taken out if we do 32 damage in one turn, but they're already at only 55, at 50. So I don't know if this is that strong a benefit. Oh wait, this guy's at 55. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we can do. Oh my gosh, no other villains within 1 of the target. That's not good, so we probably want to attack this guy first. Another hero is within 2 of the target. Run to the furthest hero. That's tricky. There's no way to deal with both of these. So we're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, Let's go ahead and start. We're going to go, this guy, going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then use our last thingy to pick this up in 6, and then heal ourselves by another 30, 54 to 84. So we're going to go to 84 over here. We're really charging up there. Once you're using first aid, you may as well use both of it. We're going to use 29 to 19. There we go, to 18, and then down to 26. I just, even with that massive boost of health, I'm still scared. This is one of the harder quests I've dealt with in terms of the amount of damage they're dealing to us. But we're going to go ahead and continue our best. I never saw why the torch helped us. We got a torch in the beginning, but nothing really indicated it, although it was a multiple choice aspect, so it may have helped us in some of those aspects. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and deal with taking this guy out over here. And so we're going to attack this guy. He's going to target the hero with the most HP. Is there a way to do it where he has to go around? Let's see. He only moves 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be the furthest villain within reach over there. It's over here. Interesting. So if we swap the order of the way these are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can still do it. So it doesn't really make a difference either way. So I'm going to stay over here as it was. Okay. I'm trying to see if we can again run to the spikes as well, but I don't know if I can do so. We're going to go ahead and do this over here. We have our character. We are going to... Oh, we could do that. That's not bad. Okay, we're going to attack. We're going to grab a skill over here, and we're going to figure out the best way to do something damaging. We could pay 2 HP, pay 4, it is hastened. That doesn't necessarily help us right now, but we can figure out a way around it later. Okay, you take 4R damage, move for the target, then make special attack. This won't help us right now. You flip an attack, you are protected. You run to and make a basic attack against instead. That's not necessarily the worst, but it's not necessarily the best either. I think none of these really help us extensively. You move forward, then pull the target. Oh, that's not bad. I can work with that. Okay, let's do Relentless Hunt. So we're going to do Relentless Hunt over here. Relentless Hunt is going to be, we're going to attack this person, so we're going to roll against it, which means we're rolling at a Halfling Rider, so 7 defense, so we need a 7+ over here, and we got a 1. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and, nothing we can do with that. Kind of really takes the wind out of our sails there. We're going to do residual damage of 5 residual damage against him. So he's going to take residual damage. He's this guy over here. So he's going to go down to 45. We also have this other guy around the corner. I forgot about him. We need to deal with him. Either way, 5 damage to that one. He's at 60. Jeez. Okay. That's going to be 5. We're not going to resolve our effect, unfortunately. And then we don't get to do anything extra. And he's dunzos. That was kind of lame. The upside, though, is at least this guy's going to go ahead and react. And it's going to charge towards this person, which will allow us to flip some cards over here. So we can play around with that. So he's going to go ahead and... Did we give him damage? Yes, we did. Okay. We're going to do another 5 damage because he's going to move away from us. So we're going to go down to 40 over here. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he could go ahead and attack any of these people over here. Which means I probably should have attacked in the other order, but it's fine. So we're going to attack this person over here. And that's going to deal 15 damage plus Echo 7. That is a jerk move. That is a jerk move. What can we do to resolve this here? We can do a few things here. I wanted to do something else. Pay 3, that doesn't help us. Start of turn, you may move 2. Pay HP. So on this person's turn over here, you know, I'm just going to let it resolve first. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do. Move 3 an enemy. That could help us here. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and charge this one over here. And we're going to go ahead and move 3 an enemy. And we're going to use this ability over here to start of turn, pay 4 HP and make the target bleed. So 22, and because he's bleeding, when he moved 1, 2, 3, 4, he's going to take 8 damage, 2 per spot he moved. So he's going to take 8 damage from that, so 30 down to 32. And then he's going to be, what was the other thing I did? Move 3 an enemy, which means I can move him 1, he's over here. I can move him 1, 2, 3. That works. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I could have done there. He'd take another 4 damage from that. That's on his turn. Yeah, so he'll have to cross through this, and then he'll take another 4 damage. So dropping from 32 down to 28. So he's definitely taking some damage. We're able to manipulate him as much as possible, but he's still going to attack that guy over there, which means we are going to have to go ahead and roll for it. So, where's the die over here? We're going to roll for the enemy. He's trying to attack against a defense of 7. And he got an 18, which definitely means he got his 15 damage against this guy. So 22 down to 7. And then Echo 7, another hero closest and with an 8 takes 7 damage. We're going to give that to blue over here. No, we're going to do it to over here. 29 down to 22. So she's going to take the damage as well, and that's not great. No other villain is within 1 of the target. Run to the furthest hero, deal 5 damage to it, and push 4. So 1, 2, and then push 4. I don't know if they really can push much, so it's going to do 5 damage to you, dropping from 14 down to 9. Again, this is really, really not good. At least he activated. That's the one upside over here. Anyways, what else can we do over here? Oh, 3 damage. The empowered. Does empowered work? I don't know if empowered works on a miss, on residual damage. I don't think it does. But either way, we'll have to look that up later. Okay, that is that, which means now it's time for the next enemy to make an attack. So over here, you're going to be able to make an attack against this guy over here. Because this guy's within 3, it will unfortunately not be empowered, which is annoying. But it is what it is. We can still work with that. And we're trying to take you out in 1 shot if we're able to. Which, I don't know if we can, but if we're able to. Oh, these, by the way, these are all flipped over here. So we have to uncharge all my tokens, and an ally gains 2. We're going to give you 2 of these tokens to work with. Okay. So we uncharged all our tokens. We did that. And that's relevant because now, if it's mob or focus, I think I'm going to have to start you. I can start you over here. If I start you over here, I'm doing a little bit of retcon over here, but if I start this person here, this is all knowledge I can work with over here, then there were more than 3 away from it, which means I could go ahead and do a focus attack. So I'm going to do a focus attack against this guy, which is going to help us a lot. I'm going to roll my blue die over here. I need to get at least a 7 over here, so it's at least a 7 as far as anything else I'm missing. I need a 7, so we just need to roll. Do I have any mods? No, but I can't use my mod. I'm going to roll 7. Okay, we got an 18. That's good. Good enough, at least. That's going to be our... Did I choose an attack? I keep doing this without choosing an attack. I'm doing a terrible job here. I apologize. I guess, given the fact that I only have these attacks anyway, I'm going to use Arcane Shot as the only relevant attack to really use in this case. So I'm going to do 12 damage plus push the target, plus it's 4 away, and plus it's going to take residual terrain damage over here. So interesting. I can go 1, 2. Interesting. Well, can I do move the target? You move a target. I think doing the ally's turn. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go... Oh, the bleeding would have been great against... Oh, I could use bleeding. That's not bad at all. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, you're going to go ahead and push the target. So you can go 1, 2. And then as well as that, you have moving the target. So that's another 1, 2. Okay, so it's heading over there. That means currently on my turn, it took terrain damage, which means it did another 8 damage to it. So it did 8 damage plus 12 plus terrain damage is 24 damage. 24 from 55 brings us down to 31. Okay, so if we can do another 4 damage to it, which I should be able to because I can go ahead and activate this cube over here, which will straight up kill it because it's going to do plus 7, which means he pops. So he's going to pop. I just realized I was on my front camera the whole time, but that all made sense over there. So he's going to pop over there. This guy's gone, and we're 1 step closer to actually surviving this horrific situation. I rarely use first HS in this game. Rarely. I do it, but very rarely. Oh, and I have plus 3 as well. 24. 31. Yeah, I have more than enough, but I think I may have done overkill there. Either way, it still works. So, I have to pay 2 HP. I have to pay 2 HP to that. That's a big deal. Because you're running so low on HP, it actually matters. What can we do next? So, we want to go ahead, deal 9 damage to a target. That's fine. The boss is a problem too, by the way. The bosses should not be ignored right now. I have to activate 2 more characters. And this guy's hiding behind a wall. Which means I could work for that to a degree. Oh my gosh, the target needs to be within range. Okay. The boss wants to target the person with the most health, which means we can work with that. Maybe we can work with that. The being pushed over here did not help me. I need to take down the boss a lot. Okay, let's see what we can do over here. We have this guy over here who's going to deal 14 damage to us. Not going to do that much more, though, so I can kind of work around that. The boss is really the person who I'm scared of the most. Effects. Deal 10 damage to all heroes and all villains within 1 target. And villains within 1 of the target. That's not bad. Move to the target. Move to the target towards its closest unoccupied spike square. Move 2. Oh, wow. Flee 3. Unprovoked crit. Special passive. There's another hero within 6 of this. Is immune to rotting bodies. Oh, interesting. Oh. So he's only immune to rotten bodies as long as there's another enemy within 3. Within 6. So as long as I kill... Okay, so as long as I kill everyone else first, he's fine. So I think we're fine. I think we can work with that. Not the best, but I can work with that. It just means I'm still going to get hit big time in terms of the first... Okay. I think I can work with this. Deal 10 damage to all heroes and villains within 1 of the target. So he's going to take 10 damage either way. So let's go ahead and figure out how we can make this work over here. After roll, pay 3 HP, add 3 to the target's roll result. Okay. We're going to have Nyx operate. Nyx is going to operate because I think she has no real options on the table right now. She's going to go, an allies within 3 of you in the first hit of your turn. This doesn't help us at all. That villain behind the wall is really obnoxious. Can I work with this? We have over here, we have this person over here. She can possibly do some stuff. Now it's within 1 of you. That's not going to work either. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and have Nyx operate. So Nyx is going to operate like so. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she has movement of 5 only. That's tricky. Can I do anything else to move further? I could have this guy. I'm going to pay 1 to move to an ally. So 1, 2. Which will also ignore the reaction damage because it's an enemy, it's an ally effect. So that'll be helpful. And then we're going to be able to have move to an ally with an enemy within range. So we're going to have you pop over there and take 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's helpful. Good. Okay. Then, because it's an ally's turn, we're going to have you, and that has to be after roll. You have the line of sight to the target, so we're fine. So we're going to go ahead and now deal with effects. Forgo your passive power plus 3 to attack roll. What passive power? Oh, interesting. Oh, I may as well do Pew Pew, because I have no passive power right now. My passive power doesn't really help us right now. So, I think we'll go ahead and deal... Yeah, let's do this. We're going to go ahead and have Nyx do Pew Pew. Oh, Arcane Shot should be underneath this guy. Nyx will do Pew Pew over here, which is the best I got for right now. I do have moves 20, heals 20, moves 3. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that right now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and have Nyx do her effect. This person is going to target the person with the most HP, which means this person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's not enough to get there. So unfortunately, it will not do that. But whatever, we'll deal with this. Okay. We're going to have 8 squares attacking over here. Oh, if it attacks anyone outside of this person, then we're going to take our damage. Can I avoid that somehow? Anything else I can do? Can someone else use a movement ability on me? Pay 3. Move to a villain. You move 2. I could do that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and have this guy activate a cube as well. Move to a villain. You move 2. Also, I never took effects for popping that guy. So we get these over there. And then we're going to go ahead and move 2. 1, 2. Wait. 1. Sorry. Over here. No, over here. 1, 2. So you're going to step on the spikes. You're going to take 4 damage, which is helpful, but I don't think it actually matters from what we're trying to do. So we're going to go down to 36 over here. And then we're going to go ahead and move to myself, which doesn't necessarily help a ton. Do all heroes and villain. Okay, that's interesting. 1, 2. We're going to hop over there to get closer. Okay, so we're going to move closer there as well. And then we are going to now have Nyx be able to do our ranged attack, Pew Pew. So we're going to roll this. We got a 7. 7 should be enough. Yep, okay, 7's enough against this guy. We have plus 3 to roll anyway, so that's 10. We're also going to activate this ability here. We're going to add 3 to the roll, but paying 3 HP. We don't actually need that, by the way. 1, 2, 3. But it is going to give us the ability to total charge, which means he can ping this guy for 9. So he's going to drop from 24 down to 15. Okay? And then these will all charge back up, which is also relevant because of the next thing we're going to do in a second. That's going to be Nyx's turn. Nyx, meanwhile, is doing a 7 damage. Deal 6 damage to an enemy. You are hastened. So I'm currently doing 13 damage as of right now. 13 damage to this guy, and that's going to be, where is the token? 13, 60 down to 47. I need to get you down to 28. 28 if I want to call that a turn that I actually killed you, which I think I'm going to try to do because why not? Plus 3. How many times this game have I forgotten the plus 3? Plus 3 damage from the empowered. So we're going to do another 3. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be the permanent empowered that I've constantly been forgetting. Which really means he should have plus 3 against him too. 1, 2, 3. We should at least do that. And then we're going to resolve other attacks or effects that we can resolve. I don't think there's a ton that we can do because this guy's out of sight, unfortunately. So I think we're just going to pay 10, going down to 12 in order to attack again. And we're going to get +3. This, by the way, goes away. So this is going to go, we're hastened technically, but I'm going to put it away for right now. We're going to roll again. And we have a 6, which is enough because you get +1 to your, +1 to basic attacks. So that's going to be a 7 instead, which means it's going to do her basic attack damage, which is 6, which makes it 9. So 44 down to 35. And I believe we need to get down to 28, right? 28, which means 35 will bring it down to 20 if I hit again, which means we have a 15, which is enough to hit it again, which means this guy pops. Okay, we do have to pay for that. You go down to 2. You're down to 2 health, but this guy does fortunately pop. And now we're done. We all get a cube back, but I think some of us are at max cubes already. And that is that turn. Which means now I believe it is time for the boss to take the boss turn and do the boss things. Which is fine, I guess. Boss is going to take its turn. Boss is going to activate. It's going to activate with its unit leader, ogre figure, 110 health points, 6 defense, 5 movement, 8 reaction. We're going to move. It's going to do a boulder strike, which is a 1 square, 1 enemy. And now the wording is interesting because it's only it's 1 range away. It's not a ranged attack, which almost feels like a mistake, especially because deal 10 damage to all heroes and villains within 1 of the target. So it's going to deal 10 damage to itself, from what I can see, but it's also going to deal 10 damage to this guy, bringing his health down to 2 because he's within 1 as well. But it's going to attack this person, dealing 20 damage plus effects. So I believe 20 damage means he's going to drop down from 19, and he currently has toughened. We do have to roll. We actually have to roll. Hold up 1 second. We have to roll, which means he's going to roll against against myself, which means I'm cool with the damage happening, so I don't actually need to modify it. If he gets lower than an 8, he's going to miss. And he got an 8, which is just enough to hit, so we're going to do 20 damage. He starts within 1 of him, so I have 7 defense against it, so I take 13 damage. So I go from 9 over here, minus another 4, so we're going to down to 66 over here. So we cross that, which means deal 10 damage to all heroes and villains. So this guy's going to take 10 damage, dropping down to 2. He's going to take damage, I think, strictly speaking. I mean, unless I'm missing something. And now, I'm not sure if I count myself. Deal damage to all heroes am I within 1? I'm not certain. In 1 of the target. I'm not certain. Move to the target towards its closest unoccupied space square. So that's going to be 1, 2, which strictly speaking means I cross spikes. I'll take the damage just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not certain if I do or don't, but it is what it is. Flee 3 if this hero didn't move. He did not, so 1, 2, 3, okay. And then unprovoked crit damage, plus 5 because he did unprovoked damage. 62 down to 57 over there. And then if there's another hero, the unit leader is immune to rotten bodies. Okay, so everything's fine there, but we do get to resolve a few things here. First things we have to resolve is we get to go ahead and spend this to deal 3 damage to this guy. Just kill him outright. So which means we get that cube right back, we get that cube right back, we get that cube right back, and now he should be immune, he should be vulnerable to rotten bodies right about now because there's no longer any enemies within 6 of this. I think it's right. Which means it's time to go ahead and kill him. I think that's what we're trying to do. What is the strongest single attack we have left from any ultimate we have? Because we're moving into the next round right now. Do we have any ultimates that are... We have that ultimate, which doesn't really help us. That ultimate is just negating an attack. I don't actually think we have that many strong ultimates. We don't have that many strong ultimates. But we can still work with this because of the following. Because we're going to have Grigori take his turn. Because Grigori has tons of health to spend on taking those extra passive attacks. We are definitely not getting any extra challenge in this one. We reduced our Kemet Hunt. It's all good. We're going to go ahead and have Grigori move. Grigori's going to activate and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are ways to activate him more. So we're going to have this person over here is going to, it's over there. I don't think there's a way. Can Nyx really move? Oh yeah, we can do that. We can have this person. So we're going to have her. She's going to activate this, move to an ally and an enemy. You have to pay an extra cube because it's already charged. So move to an ally and enemy. We're going to move you out of the way, and then we're going to go 1 and 2 with you. Okay, so now not only are my hits more likely to hit because we're mobbed, but you also take 4 damage, which is the first of 4 damage. I'm going to use a special treasure token to count you down because you're definitely taking 32 right now. So you're down to 28 over there. Then we're going to attack with something. Do I know or care what? I do not. Let's go ahead and do, we're going to do this one over here. Champion's charge over here. We're going to roll to attack. And we got a 11, which is enough to hit you because your defense is only 6. That's going to be 12 damage plus our 15, because plus our 3 makes it 15. So 28 down to 13. That's our basic attack. You are protected 3 once per turn, but I don't think we're going to need that right now. We could go ahead and we can use this ability over here. After roll, pay 2 HP, and that's 1, 2. deal plus 7 damage if it's with mob. So we're going to deal another 7 damage, 13 down to 6. And then we can probably add more stuff. That is not helpful. That is not helpful. And I think that means we're going to pay 10 health points to take a basic attack. We're going to pay 10 health points from 57 down to 47. We're going to roll a basic attack, and that's going to be a 9, which is enough to take out this villain, which means we have taken out the baddies. That was a hard one. That was one of the harder fights I've done. We win, by the way. We win. Let's go ahead and resolve some text effects and then figure out all the stuff we need to do because it's still going to be a city phase. Thanks for bearing with me. Where are we on our journal? We have to go ahead, go to 13. You find dozens of barrels with strange markings. On a table, a diary makes it seem as if the Union leader had been deviating food carts before they got to Timberburg and stashed them in this cave to hike up their price. In addition, after the war had begun and famine started to spread, he received an anonymous offer of food. In exchange, he was supposed to keep the working camp active even if the workers got sick and to report whenever someone left town. He didn't need it, but he accepted the offer anyway. You return to Hurden's hut. The darkness that pervades Timberburg emanates an energy whose signature Hurden picks up. It seems ominously similar to the one he felt before his kingdom's downfall. Unfortunately, the halfling's trail went cold. You can no longer retrieve Hurden's relic, which could be the key to unveiling more about the dwarf's history. You learned a great deal, though, about Timberburg's recent past and fought the undead outbreak directly in its root. The town is confirmed as the epicenter of the undead outbreak, and the Kemet are behind it. They use contaminated food and ambitious people to achieve their goals, which are larger than this test trial. Mark the undead plague is contained fact. So, the undead plague is contained. We need to mark that on our fact sheet. The undead plague is contained. Okay? We also completed our next adventure. So we've done Fisherman's Map, we've done that, we've done Welcome to the Jungle, which I never marked the first time around. And we've done Timberburg Ghost Town. Okay, we have those all done. If this is Journey Phase 2 or 3, which it is, I believe, yep, okay. There's still time to dig deeper into the story. Gain Adventure Card Ra. Adventure Card Ra. Where's my adventure cards? So we need to draw an adventure card from this pool over here that we're adding to ours. Okay, R.A. Relic Hunters Guild. Ooh. This is a relic adventure. We got that. And then Warfiji Bulletin. Timberburg's downfall is confirmed. When the war began, relatives of the lumberjacks and other workers in Timberburg unsuccessfully tried to reach them out. Letters were not responded, no one returned home. The reason is dreadful. The town was the first to be ravaged by the marching undead. The small village in the outskirts of the Shorefall Forest had been somewhat isolated since the Imperial Constructions and Fisherman's Wharf were announced. Follow the next adventure's instructions. Okay. If you played Adventures E in your first journey phase, which we did not, and this is journey phase 2 or 3. Did we do Adventure E? I think we did. Give me a second to check this out. I think we did Adventure E. Adventure E, yes we did. We did do Adventure E. How did I track that we did that? That's interesting, because the adventures you go on are not always the same as the adventure quests you end up on. But I think I did Adventure E if I recall correctly. This is Journey Phase. Troops needed to be okay. And this is Journey Phase 2 or 3. It is. Okay. Troops needed to be relocated further north in the Autumn Province. In the movement, Iron Hand officers have spotted unusual Kemet activity on the shores of Kilburn, which seemed connected with the undead marching west from Shortfall. Gain Adventure Card F. Okay. We are done with that over there, which means we get to go ahead and read our end of adventure setup stuff. Okay, we have this all pulled around the wrong direction. Give me a second to unravel this. We're on page 3 over here, I think. Here we go. Okay. Give me a second. Adventure card F we need. So we have hidden plans over here, which is going to go into our pile of adventures, and then we can go ahead and resolve things. Follow these instructions if you won the quest. Draw 3 loot cards. Mark the quest as done. If you've done the extra challenge, we did not, so we're only going to draw 3 loot cards. Draw 1 loot card for each first aid not spent. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Draw as many loot cards as your current Kemet hunt level. Then, if you earn 7 loot cards, collect a 2 chest. If you spend 2 first aid, so I get to draw 4 loot cards. So I do get to draw because my tokens are up from before. So I do have tokens. My Kemet hunt level is up 1 from before. So I get to draw 4 loot cards, but then we're reducing our Kemet hunt to 0, unfortunately. So, we're going to go ahead and draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Write down the calendar of the adventure. Write down the letter of the adventure you just played. That's how you track whether you did E, which I did do E. Okay, we just did. What did we just do now? We just did counter-espionage. No, we did unrest in the forest. We did H. Okay. Also, do we not get the, I wanted that sword. The missing sword from what's his name? I wanted that sword. I don't know if it happened there. Gain this quest's card. We need to hunt down over here. Kurlbjorn, nope. What is the 18? That's the problem. Burning bridges. Okay, we need to go to Grassroot 14, Timberburg, Ghost Town. So we have this that we're adding. Those will be relevant later in the city phase, in the world phase, I mean. If you have no cards in your hand, we are good to know. We're good to go. Begin the city phase. Okay, we are done with this, which means it's time to go ahead and begin the city phase. We're almost done here. Time to go ahead and see what new fun stuff we get to unlock before getting ready for our next adventure, which means I'm going to clean this up, and I'll be right with you in a second. Alright, we're back with the city phase over here, and I realized I forgot to do one thing already, which is something I probably should have done first, which is, before we do the city phase, we should go ahead and mark that the mastery points for this is we get 1 undead fight and 1 gulag secret. So that's going to be over here on this page. So 1 undead fight, which is going to be over here, okay, and then 1 gulag secrets, that's going to unlock 0.3 in spies, and 1 gulag secrets, which is also going to unlock 0.3 in diplomats. Okay, so we're unlocking 0.3 in spies and diplomats, which means we need our city book over here, because we're going to continue with the city phase in a second over here. We got that out of the way. That's going to be those. That would be a big deal if we forgot those, because those are fun. Those are fun. So let's unlock spies and secrets. So, spies. Húrin has difficulty to open up. His past is unveiled in small bits of conversations you have as you befriend the dwarf. I was once heir to the throne of a proud dwarven kingdom that settled in the complex of coastal mountains to the northeast. I think you could say I'm a king without a kingdom, and that's deserved. I was always fascinated by druidism and the mystic arts. While my colleagues clashed their swords and dug new tunnels with their pickaxes, I tended to my garden, collected herbs, read old books written by elves. Your deeds are contributing immensely to the Resistance war chest. Part of the funds are redirected to you. Gain 1 wood loot card. Okay, and then we also have diplomats, 0.3. Named after the famous Princess Sarah Sonata, the bustling youngster always seems on the verge of tears, as if she were keeping a terrible secret from you, which is probably the case, because she has extraordinary premonition powers that allow her to foresee only the bad consequences of her actions. Her hair changes to an intense shade of red whenever insights come to her. Like many other young adults, she disrespected her parents and took them for granted while working in their tavern and Fisherman's Wharf in her teenage years. They have now disappeared into the evasion, requiring the hectic, guilt-ridden girl to grow up fast and compose herself in order to use her abilities to your aid. Perhaps because of this, Sarah is particularly attentive to the rumors that people are missing and shortly afterward reappearing, especially children. Your deeds contribute immensely to the Resistance war chest. Part of the funds are redirected to you. Gain a gem card. So we get a gem. Where are my cards over here? We get a gem and a wood. Let's grab a gem and a wood over here. Gem and a wood. Okay, and now it's time to go into the city phase. City phase over here is where we're going to go ahead and get lots of fun things. This is one of my favorite parts because it's all the fun new things coming out. We're going to leave those loot cards out because we're probably going to need them. And we're going to go ahead and deal from the character deck into the NPCs for the round. Because we have these over here. We're going to grab an NPC 1, NPC 2, we have NPC 3 and NPC 4 over here. Those are going to be the new NPCs we are adding to our deck. We're also going to go ahead and have our characters that we need to give our characters out. So we're going to move these a little bit to the side over here. Let's just give it 1 or 2 more shuffles over here and see what we can get over here. And I'm going to go ahead, and I like to, normally I like to deal these. You'll see what I do. Because of the fact that heroes can get clumped because they're being used more, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Shuffle it around a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. Although I think I put that in the wrong pile. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see what we got over here. Let's see what fun things we got. Hopefully some actual heroes here. We have one of our more advanced specialists over here. That's at least a good thing there. Down here we have 2 heroes in this pile. That's not bad at all. And a more advanced specialist. This is a good hand on its own. Up here we have no heroes, no advanced specialists, some basic cards. And then lastly down here, give us a hero, give us a hero. I need a hero. We got a hero. We got Nyx over here showing up for the team. And then we have the rest of these in the character deck. So let's try to figure out how we want to distribute our resources. In general, we're going to want a lot of things. Weapon shop. I mixed up the tavern and the weapon shop over here. Perfect. That makes more sense now. And we want a bunch of things. I always like the Iron Out Outpost. Removing 3 cards from my character deck. Let me make sure. I'm 90% sure I did it the first time. I just want to make sure I actually did. Yes, we took out some initial cards. Perfect. I like that a lot. So let's try to update the Ironhead Outpost, because I really like getting a very tight deck of cards that are very helpful. I also like getting allies for the same reason. So let's try to think through what we can do over here. If I can go ahead and I can upgrade this shop with, if I have the right resources. Do I have steel? And I have 2 wood already. Do I have 3 steel? I have 1 steel. So I'm going to need steel and wood, which means I need loot to begin with. So let's try to figure out how we can get some stuff over here. This one over here. Okay, so I can do this and this. These 3 over here are going to give us 2 cubes in that pool there. Where's my cube piles? I don't know where here's my cube piles. Okay, so we're going to bring these onto the board over here. We're going to take 2 greens over here, putting them on this track because we got that. And then we also have a singular this left over, and that could be used for, where can we put that? We could put it into one of these pools. This one over here, exchange 1 item for any other on the same level. I don't care as much about that. Change 2 loot cards. That's okay, but it's not the best. But those are the only 2 places I can really go. This one gives us wood. This one gives us gold. I don't really care about that many of either of these. I think I'm going to go over here, though. We're going to take a cube and toss it over here. So, there we go. That's the first person, and she is done. Our second pool of characters, which is, again, fairly basic over here, but I think I can work with this. We still need more loot cards, so I want to get like 6 loot cards if possible. Although, maybe we can get some of these too. Let's try to figure this out. So over here, plus 2 of any 1 ability. If this conquers an NPC, put 1 on a structure. Ooh. Ooh, that's very cool. That's very cool. So I can use this to get either of these. Oh, I like Jagraf the Poltergeist. He's very useful. But so is Bethada over here. They're both useful in their own way, but I can go ahead and combine them with, honestly, neither of those. Both of those are the worst. I cannot use those to conquer an NPC because of the nature of these stats. Oh, but it's Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt means effect on any turn. Play this effect on any turn. Okay, so in that case, I can combine it with another stat. So let's try to take a look. We're going to use this in a second to conquer an NPC. Nyx over here can give us 5 and 4. 5 handshake and 4 visible eyesight, which is not enough to do any of these things. The handshake, no, it's not going to be good there either. So I think Nyx can be used to go ahead and do these over here. So we're going to put 2 cubes down over here, which is helpful because we definitely want to upgrade this and to remove things from the deck over there. So we get that. 5 and 4, I don't think there's going to be anything else to do with that. Then over here, we can use Jagrav over here. So we're going to put a cube down over here. We're going to just not put a cube down. We'll just take Jagrav and put it into a discard pile because we're going to use Ethel along with that plus 2 on any ability and put 1 on a structure. So we're going to put a red on a structure from her hand. And that's going to be done over there. And we still have these 2 cards over here, which could be used to... They can't be used to take any of these top abilities up here, but they might be able to be used. We got Eyesight. No, Eyesight and Hammer. Eyesight and Hammer don't help us, unfortunately. So, we could try to get Metal. Metal has to be gotten from here. So we could put an Eyesight cube over here, which is not the worst. We need 2 cubes there to get 1 Metal. That's really bad. That's really bad. Eyesight and Hammer. I guess, I don't know. I don't like any of these options over here. We can upgrade the Natural Lab. We have lots of wood. Do we have lots of wood? I think we have lots of wood. Lots of wood. Yeah, we can upgrade the Natural Lab. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do the Natural Lab and upgrade that, which will cost us some resources. So we're going to put down... These don't have the things that I need for Natural Lab. Never mind. Is there anything I can do over here? I could use this combined with somebody else's instantaneous ability. What are these over here? Does not help us. Those don't help, unfortunately. So what could I do? We had over here... I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use this over here to put down another cube over here, and then lastly we'll use this eyeball over here. I guess to put down another one over here. We're just gonna load this place up with cubes over here. So we're gonna do that. Just loading it all with cubes. We're not level 3 yet, so we can't use the last cube. Although, no, it's no although. We just can't use the last cube. Okay, we have 2 hands left to work with, and we're running out. Our NPCs are a problem. Can I get any of these NPCs in play? We have books. We have hands. We don't have the requisite things that we need. No, it does not look like we do. So we're not going to be able to get NPCs with this over here. Can we get double eyeball and handshake? No. It's still a problem. We're not really getting what we want out of this. I'm not getting the loot cards that I need. I need at least one more loot card. Which I don't see a way to easily do because the combinations don't pair up nicely. draw a card, another player discards a card, then draw a card. Oh, let's use that. Let's use that. We're going to use this ability over here. This ability over here is draw a card. And where do the NPCs go? The add conquers NPCs to your character deck. I think each player plays their cards in one turn. So we're supposed to we're supposed to resolve these all at once. So we're going to go ahead and do this over here. Draw a card. Another player discards a card, then draws a card. So we're going to use this over here to draw a card and see what we get of it. And then another player draws a card, discards a card, then draws a card. I think we're going to go ahead and discard this and draw this and hope for the best. Will it help us? We're going to find out. It does help. It does help us. Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. So we can do all these three together to be able to put 2 more cubes over here, which is going to help us draw more loot cards as well. And now that's done, which means now finally we have to do this one over here, which is where we get a bit more flexibility to try to get more NPCs. Because if we can get 3 NPCs, we're doing well, but I don't know if we could. Over here, you want books, which we don't have. We have books from here, but then we don't have enough from the axe area. In fact, in general, they want books and handshakes. No, this one wants... Ah, my gosh. Okay. Use them to pay challenges. Challenge or conquer. Your cards produce abilities and or city powers. Okay. Let me try to figure out how to do this over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these. Let's just put these out over here. The tricky part here is trying to combine them, because you can't break them up in any way. So I don't see the best way. Can we get more resources? Let's try that. Well, more NPCs is always good. Can we get more NPCs? 5 and 4 does not help us. It just doesn't help us. We can't get what we need from this person. That person as well doesn't help. Oh no, wait 1 second. This person can pay for Bethsada. Over here, we can line this up. 5 and 4, so we're going to assign him and take this person and add it to our deck, which means if we can get 1 more NPC, we can draw a loot card. Can we get 1 more NPC? Do we have what it takes? We can't get this one. Can we get this one? We do not have $3. We cannot get we cannot get more NPCs. So it is what it is. I tried, and now let's see if we can do other things. We got a handshake, not relevant, so we can't get more loot cards either. This is really sad. Really sad, unfortunately. So is there a way to benefit from this otherwise? Because I don't see a way to get... We simply do not have the resources we need to get these, unfortunately. Okay, let's move on. So to that end, we can go ahead and start trying to draw resources as well. So exchange, we should draw 1 here. We draw 2 heroes and add 1 to your character deck. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get that. So we need eyeballs, which we don't have eyeballs. We need handshakes. We can go ahead and put 2 cubes worth of handshakes onto this card over here. And this guy generates handshakes, and I guess the most efficient place to put it is over here, because you can literally put 2 cubes over here in that spot, which that's going to be Grigori. Okay, that's going to be our allocation. So we're going to resolve things. We're going to draw 4 cards, 1 more, because for every 3 cards you draw 1 more. So we're going to grab our loot cards and draw, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 1 more. Okay, there we go. That's going to be our loot cards. We can add that to our loot pile. We took the NPCs already, so we have all this loot. Let's try to structure this as well so we can see what we have. There we go, there we go. Lots of wood, lots of wood. And then that and that. Okay, so we have enough to get what we need. Then these are going to go back into the NPC deck over here. These are going to go away, and then we can start resolving the buildings. Building-wise, first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend 2 wood and 3 metal in order to upgrade the Iron Hand Outpost. I'm a huge fan of upgrading the Iron Hand Outpost because of the fact that it's going to give us the ability to get better improvements on weeding out our deck. So, now we can go ahead. It actually looks like it's the same level. No, we want to level upgrade it again. We want to upgrade it again. We have to pay 2 cubes to do that, by the way. Okay, and the problem is we won't be able to do it again if we... It's almost annoying. Do I bother? I guess we have to do it again in order to upgrade the Iron Outpost. How many things we can do over there? Fine, we're still going to do it. We're still going to do it, but it's a little bit annoying. Over here, we could go ahead and straight up upgrade. If we upgrade the Natural Lab, that costs us 3 wood and 2 gold. Let's go ahead and do that. 3 wood and 2 gold. I'm going to pay for that. And that's going to cost us, again, 2 cubes over here. We can also pay cubes to open various equipment, which is relevant to the level. But we're done with the Natural Lab is now upgraded. So let's go ahead and find Natural Lab level 2. Okay, that's going to be here. And that's going to go away. Where's our Iron Outpost level 1? I think I put that back. Perfect, okay. And then we still have the Tavern over here. Tavern will require 3 gems and 2 metal, which we don't have. So I think we're going to spend 2 over here plus 1 and 1 in order to be able to draw 2 heroes and add 1 to our character deck. So we're going to be drawing 2 heroes. Again, we'll do that after the after this thing and then show it to you later, which means we still have 2, remove 3 cards from our character deck. So we're going to go ahead and take out a bunch of initial characters. So we're going to grab an initial this, an initial that, and an initial that. Okay, we just got 3 cards removed from our character deck as well. So these can go into our removed. So as we're adding things, we're hopefully weeding it out as well, keeping our deck nice and tight, while also adding a new character shortly. And then lastly, we can go ahead and use these. We can change out loot cards, but I don't know if I need to. Change 3 loot cards. I mean, it will help us upgrade the Iron Hand Outpost. The flip side is we can go ahead and open 2, but we need to pay for them, don't we? I think we need to pay for gear. I can't remember how this works. Gear, yeah, the has different gear costs on the bottom. So let's go ahead and open 2 metal right now. So we're going to go ahead and open 2 armor, and we're going to open armor level 1. So let's go ahead and find armor level 1. We're going to find this over here, and we're going to go ahead and grab 1 and 2. And that's armor level 1 over here. We have plus 5 HP. You are shielded 6. After the attack resolves, move for the attacker. Or if you may flip an attack, choose immunity to the attack's passive power or to its effects. Choose immunity to the attack's passive power or to its effects. Effects of attacks could be bad. But shielded 6 is good, and moving the attacker is good too. I think we're going to go ahead and take Wyvern Scale over here. We're going to take Wyvern Scale over here, putting this back in the deck. And we're going to use this over here, this ability, to be able to move this and change 3 loot cards. And that will give us the 3 loot cards we need to pay for that one. We're just going to change these 3 to the required resources. And now we have the Wyvern Scale in play. And that is going to leave us with 1 loot card, which is very, very sad, unfortunately. But I think that's what we need to do there. And that's everything. I think we're going to go ahead and pick this up next time. I'm going to show you the new gear cards. When you see me again in 2 or 3 weeks, whenever it is, you'll see new gear cards. You'll see a new character that I've unlocked as I go deal with the randomizer on the computer over there. And that has basically been the next phase of Tanares Adventures. When we come back, we have 4 different quests to go on. Nope, Unrest in the Forest is done. We have 3 different quests to go on. We have Hidden Plans, Counter-Espionage, and Relic Hunters Guild. 3 quests we can try to find out. In the meantime, thanks for joining me through this. I know these are a while. I appreciate you making it through. As usual, anything you catch as far as things I missed or all that, let me know in the comments down below so I can take into account for next time. And in any case, and as always, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I hope you have a good one.